Rolling up that the Gelato 47.
Like a lot better. These mushrooms help you focus while lowering stress, keeping you calm, but sharp. They reduce bloat and protect your gut so you can digest better. Plus, they boost your immunity so you can stay healthy and energized. Wait, and they taste good? Someone should make a coffee out of this stuff.
About
Lives
to fly
feel
away.
better.
Kind of windy out here. I got it though. I caught it. What's up, Cat? Thanks for tuning in. How you doing? You rolling up? Cause I'm rolling up. Rock City Hot Boy Bam in the building. Thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe. Did it say 27 people watching? That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, y'all like, comment, and subscribe, bro. Smoke one with the power. Retro the Project Boy. Thanks for tuning in, man. Greetings from Indonesia, bro. Greetings to you too, man. Rock City Hot Boy Bam. I'm in the building. I make beats, rhymes, record music myself. Shout out to everybody that's in here, yo. This is crazy. I've never had this many people in my live before. You see, I only got 841 subscribers, so make sure y'all subscribe, man. I'm trying to run it up. What that say? Real marijuana? Come on now. This ain't no K2. This ain't no CBD. This is THC. It's legal now. New York, Rochester. Do a lot of music too, Project Boy. Okay. Check me out, man. I do lives. I do live streams. I make shorts. I do it all. Videos. I'll drop community posts on my wall, on my community wall. Yo, that's crazy. This shit was up to 30 live viewers. Now it's at 8. Okay, that's cool. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I know it's legal. Just asking. Yeah, man, it's that real deal spill. We don't do that fake stuff around here, man. It's that Gelato 47. I don't make up names or nothing. I'm really out here. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Shout out to y'all. Usually when I go live, don't nobody come on. Be have me ready to give up, but it's cool. You gotta keep going, you know. Where I'm at, I'm chilling by the water. I'm chilling by the water. Rochester, I'm a New Yorker. Check it out. I'm chilling by the water, y'all. I like clearing my mind, you feel me? What country? America. Come on now. America. Land of the free. Home of the brave. If you want a beat, check it out, okay? I got them 808s and they go bang. Every time they shake up your little frame, that's a freestyle. When I be wild, wah da da dang. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in, man. How many people we got watching now? 5. That's cool. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my music, In the Rock. Check out Gas. Check out my song called My People Eating. I got beat breakdowns on my channel. I do it all, man. Thank y'all. Shout out to everybody that tuned in, that liked it, that commented, and that subscribed. Period. Hit me up on Cash App at Rock City Hot Boy. It's $ Cash App. That's $ Rock City Hot Boy, ROCCITY HOTBOY. This is crazy. So I know once I turn this video off, it better be at 100 views. 30 people just jumped in here like that in 6-7 minutes. What you said, Project Boy? You make beat with that Griselda vibe? Yeah, man, I do it all. Hip hop, 808, shit. Got Memphis type beats, drumline type beat, shit. Whatever type beat you want, I make a damn reggae beat. I make a reggaeton beat. How about Mary Jane? Greeting from Mexico. Shout out to Mexico. Now, Kat, you know I cannot say that. Say Zivjela Vatska. What the hell is that? Gotta be speaking different languages and shit.
1839, deep in the Ural
Is that
Mountains,
Indonesian?
a dream mineral was discovered.
Zivjela Vatska.
Perovskite,
Zivjela Hrvatska.
found on every continent, but its potential untapped.
That's
until
crazy. Mary Jane. I'm rolling up that Mary Jane. Yeah.
After 185 years, perovskite's technological potential is finally becoming a
Hey,
reality.
man. Say, man.
And now, Hanwha is
How
at the
well you
forefront,
forge,
preparing to
my bro.
commercialize at scale.
I'm good,
Another
man.
game changer
I'm
in
good.
clean energy. Perovskite
Outside.
Story this morning, those strong Santa Ana winds and critical fire danger. And right now, city and county officials are about to give an update on the firefights and the government's response. You can see they're preparing for a news conference right now.
Yeah, this is a live look at that news conference that's about to get underway in downtown LA at any moment now. We've been seeing these every day at around 8 o'clock. Local, state, federal officials all gathering, trying to bring people the information they need, as well as updates on the fire. We're told about the grid that they've been searching every day. We're told the acreage that's burned and the containment of the fires. And they have had resources on hand to help people figure out the tools and resources they need in the process to start rebuilding their lives.
Absolutely. Of course, we are still watching the winds and the fire threat. As the days go on, of course, we're starting to get some positives out of these updates. So we're hoping for more today, especially in regards to the containment of these fires. And it looks like they're getting started now. So let's listen in.
Los Angeles County, City, One Voice press conference here at the Kenny Hahn Hall of Administration. My name is Anthony Maroney. I am the Fire Chief of the County of Los Angeles Fire Department, and I will provide an Eaton Fire update. The Eaton Fire remains estimated at 14,117 acres with 45% containment. We know that over 7,000 structures are damaged or destroyed, and we have 3,392 firefighting personnel assigned to the incident. 45% of our damage inspections for the Eaton Fire have been completed. Impacted residents may visit recovery.lacounty.gov to view maps showing damage assessments. Please note that these maps are being updated daily. Critical fire weather conditions will continue through this evening. The anticipated 70-mile-an-hour winds have yet to materialize. However, this could change, and we are still at risk. I want to remind and ask our unhoused neighbors to not have cooking or warming fires in wildland brush areas. Any persons experiencing homelessness should seek housing or shelter through the county or city of Los Angeles. Finally, donations. I have heard that there are organizations that are asking for donations for my LA County firefighters. Please be advised that the LA County Fire Department does not yet have a mechanism to accept donations. We have staff working on a process to accept donations over the internet for our LA County Fire Department. I ask that those wanting to donate hold off until we have a process established that will guarantee the funds benefit our personnel. We will release a press briefing when we have that system up and running. And please do not let these despicable scammers take advantage of your generosity. I would now like to introduce Jerry Magana, Deputy Incident Commander, CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 2.
Good morning. Jerry Magana, Deputy Incident Commander for the Incident Management Teams on the Palisade and Eaton incidents. In the past 24 hours, there's been little to no fire growth on both incidents. As Chief mentioned, the DINS inspections continue to occur, as well as USAR operations. Crews continue to strengthen the fire perimeter, extinguishing hot spots, utilizing ground resources and resources alike. Both incidents have requested the WERT and BEAR reports, which are soil severity tests that will be completed by the end of the incident. And we continue to pre-position resources with a current mobilization center in Beaumont, which is in Riverside County, for any new starts that could potentially affect the area. CAL FIRE will continue to support our partners in Unified Command, and we thank you for your patience during this time. For the most current fire information, please go to fire.ca.gov. And next up, I would like to introduce LA City Fire Chief.
Good morning, everyone. Kristen Crowley, Los Angeles City Fire Department's Fire Chief. Yesterday, I want to just give everybody a brief update on an additional brush fire that did break out in the Lakeview Terrace area of Los Angeles with structures that were threatened. Firefighters responded and aggressively attacked this fire. I am pleased to report that within approximately 34 minutes, all forward progress was stopped with no damage to any of the structures. I'll now be providing you an update on our Palisades fire. This fire is 23,713 acres with 19% containment, with 5,104 personnel assigned to the incident. Firefighters observed 30 to 40 mile-per-hour winds with low humidity. When you look at the aerial view of the Palisades fire, you may not be able to tell, but however, infrared flights last night indicated there are still numerous hot spots burning within the fire footprint. Very close attention was paid to address any flare-ups swiftly as to prevent any fire spread outside of the perimeter. We understand also, just a message to the community and those that were impacted by these fires, we understand your desire to return to your community. However, significant safety and infrastructure issues remain, including downed power lines, broken gas lines, hazardous materials, and unsafe water. Please know that we are working diligently to address these challenges and ensure your safety and the safety of our first responders. As we enter into the third day of this additional wind event, I urge everyone to stay alert. The combination of low humidity and strong winds has further dried out the brush, increasing the risk of fire. The danger has not yet passed, so please prioritize your safety. Thank you. I would now like to introduce our next speaker, Sheriff Luna.
Good morning. Robert Luna, Sheriff of Los Angeles County. The Sheriff's Department, LA County Sheriff's Department, continues to have well over 1,000 personnel assigned. Again, many on 12-hour shifts, many without days off. Really want to thank the California Highway Patrol. They've contributed even more officers in the last 24 hours. There are well over 300 officers who are helping on both incidences. The Drug Enforcement Administration has also contributed even more special agents that are assisting us in different incidences. They're close to about 30. We are now close to or well over 900 National Guards, California National Guard, that are assisting us both for the LA County Sheriff's Department, the Los Angeles Police Department, and other law enforcement agencies here in California. Evacuation orders, they've gone down some. We are at 82,400 in our LA County jurisdiction, and warnings are up just a little bit because of the wind event to 90,400. In regards to a curfew, the curfew still is in effect from 6 p.m. To 6 a.m. I just want to make sure everybody understands that the rules haven't changed. If you don't belong there, you don't live there, stay out of there. There's no reason for you to be there, and you will be subject to arrest if you're there with no business. In regards to arrest, we had a few more arrests overnight. The total for LA County Sheriff's jurisdiction is now at 44. That's 36 arrests in the Eaton incident and 8 for the Palisades incident. Eaton total, well, I won't go into detail, but basically we stand at about 14 for burglary within those jurisdictions. Everything else is either curfew, trespassing, individuals that are possessing narcotics and or guns. Last night, I do want to bring it to your attention that in our Palisades incident, we did arrest another individual for impersonating a firefighter. Somebody else who is dressed like a fireman was not a fireman. I got to give a lot of credit to our deputies for being proactive, stopping him, and arresting him. That investigation will continue. Search and rescue operations. Our search and rescue teams have completed approximately 78% of the search area in Altadena. That is an estimate of 5,516 properties. I'm hoping, with luck, maybe by the end of today, maybe tomorrow, that will be done. Yesterday, we started the same operation in the Palisades area. Evacuation zones lifted, Palisades 0, Eaton we did lift 2. So we're communicating the best we can with our partners and our residents to make sure that they can get back in there. And please, as a reminder, our repopulation conversations do continue with every meeting. But please remember, just because there isn't a fire, the chiefs have made it very clear that we're still having some challenges with the wind, so we've got to keep a close eye on things. But in talking to our partners at Public Works and Utilities, there are things you can't see that are underground. There's a lot of hazards. So those are things that are going to have to be evaluated hour by hour, day by day, so that we can make sure that when we start allowing our community members back to their homes, that they are safe. Safety is always absolutely number one. In regards to deaths in the Los Angeles County Sheriff's jurisdiction, we still stand at 21. If you've been following the numbers I've been giving out, they've stayed static for 2 days now, even though the searches continue, at least in the Altadena area. So 21 deaths, bad news. no more deaths so far. That's good news. So I'm praying that that stays together. And then missing persons, that did increase a bit. But I want to know that originally we had 31 missing person reports that were taken. Thank God 5 of them were found safe. But we still have 26 active missing persons that are reported, 20 in the Eaton area and 6 in the Palisades area. And then as I conclude, if you want any more specific information regarding evacuation orders or warnings, if they're coming or going, road closures, or any other information that you think is important to you and your family, please go to lacounty.gov/emergency. I'd like now to introduce Jim McDonald, the Chief of the Los Angeles Police Department.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good morning. Over the last week, you've heard me say that the LAPD remains committed to protecting lives, safeguarding property, and maintaining order in the areas affected by the fire, and that remains the case today. The LAPD remains on tactical alert, and we've dedicated whatever resources are necessary to provide for your safety. LAPD officers are actively patrolling the areas around the clock and protecting your properties like they are our own. Our efforts include enhanced visibility in evacuation zones and neighborhoods where houses and businesses are vacant, deploying marked and unmarked vehicles as well as foot patrols to ensure a strong presence and a swift response to any issues that arise. Our deployment, we understand the frustration and concern many of you are feeling regarding the fire evacuation and the restrictions on returning to your homes. Please know that our officers and National Guard personnel are following the directions of the Unified Command, which is working tirelessly to ensure the safety of everyone involved. We're committed to continuing our discussions with the Unified Command to assess when it will be safe for residents to return. Your safety remains our top priority, and we'll provide updates as soon as it is safe to do so. Thank you for your patience and understanding during these very difficult times. For the upcoming 24-hour period, LAPD will continue to deploy roughly 600 officers to the impacted areas with support from LA Airport Police, Port Police, and the National Guard, who have 200 soldiers assigned to the Palisades incident, and we're very grateful for their support. Excuse me. We're also introducing a team of volunteers from an NGO known as Team Rubicon to assist the public at various checkpoints. These humanitarian aid workers will be available at checkpoints to direct residents to resources and answer questions. They'll be wearing gray shirts and are available to inform and support our community, and again, we're thankful to them. On the missing persons front, we continue to dedicate resources to all reports of missing persons. As of this morning, we have 38 people who've been reported missing. 27 of those have been found safe. Of the 11 remaining, 2 most likely have been found deceased, but yet to be positively identified. In total, we have 3 fatalities that are fire-related. 1 person died at the hospital but had not been reported missing. We still have 8 missing persons remaining. Arrests, we have no new fire area-related arrests, and we remain at 14. But we'd like to update all of you on 2 notable arrests that were made on January 14th, just outside the fire zone. At approximately 5:15 p.m., officers responded to a radio call near the intersection of Glen Oaks and Van Nuys Boulevard, where a citizen had detained a possible arson suspect. Upon arrival, officers took the suspect into custody, and the citizen had already extinguished a nearby fire in a tree. During the investigation, the suspect admitted to starting the fire because he liked the smell of burning leaves. The suspect was subsequently booked for arson. Later that evening, at about 9:30 in the area of Santa Monica in Vermont, fire department personnel responded to reports of a suspect setting multiple piles of rubbish and trash on fire. Fire department quickly extinguished the fires, and officers took the suspect into custody. Suspect admitted to setting multiple fires that day and stated that she enjoyed causing chaos and destruction. She was also booked for arson. As we continue to manage this historic, catastrophic event, we want to express our gratitude to everyone who has provided tips and remained vigilant in keeping the city safe. Your cooperation is crucial during this time. And you can hear from those 2 examples I mentioned, there are people out there who this is what they do. If you know of those people, please give us a call before something really bad happens. Excuse me. On the front of pets, we want to update the public on efforts of the city to reunite pet owners with their animals. A new dedicated phone line has been established to specifically assist with inquiries related to pets affected by the fire. If you're looking for your animal in the fire zone affected areas, please call 213-270-8155 for assistance. And in closing, I'm aware that this has now been over a week since many of you have been able to see your homes. I thank you for your patience and continued cooperation. LAPD and our partners here will continue to work alongside each other to make sure our community has the resources we need to recover and ultimately rebuild. Again, thank you. Let me now introduce the Los Angeles District Attorney, Nathan Hochman.
Now's the time to go back in time and shine a light on the family journey that led to you. Ancestry can help you piece together the past with billions of records, photos, and more. Memberships are on sale now.
Thanks.
The work of firefighters, law enforcement has been nothing short of heroic. The over 200,000 people who've had to evacuate it, who have cooperated with this, again, it's been incredibly impressive. Yet still there are people out there who have decided that they are going to take advantage of this tragedy. They're going to exploit this crisis for their own personal benefit. And we have sent this warning, and I'll say it again. The question is not if, but when you will be arrested. You will then be prosecuted, and then you will be punished to the full extent of the law. On Monday, we announced the charging of 10 different individuals, 9 for looting, 1 for arson. Of the 9 individuals, they were involved with both looting in the Palisades fire area as well as the Eaton fire area. They are looking at a minimum, the shortest sentence that anyone charged is looking at is 6 years in prison, 9 years in prison for another individual. We have people who are looking at 22 years in prison and a maximum sentence of life in prison. These are very significant punishments. Justice will be swift. Justice will be significant if you want to take advantage of this tragedy. Following on what Chief McDonald says, we have actually filed charges in 2 additional arson cases. Again, not related to the major fires. There's one that we had charged an individual who set a fire in the City of Industry. He set bushes on fire. He set a pallet on fire. He set the back of a tractor trailer on fire. Those fires were quickly put out. And that individual is looking at 7 years for a maximum prison sentence. Another individual was charged in the city of Irwindale under the I-605 underpass. Again, setting a fire that was quickly put out. That individual is looking at a maximum sentence of 14 years. We have received numerous allegations that we are now following up involving additional looting incidents and price gouging. The price gouging is particularly despicable because these are people who are basically looking at this situation and saying, how can I make the most amount of money from people who are desperately seeking housing, supplies, they're seeking services because they've lost everything. They've lost their houses. And I will tell you that with respect to this price gouging, we have seen people increase their prices for rooms that they are renting, for houses that they are leasing, 100, 200, 300%. Here's my warning. If you're one of these people who have engaged in price gouging, not only do you need to stop it immediately, I would strongly recommend that you go back and fix it. Go back and refund the amount that you have overcharged people. We will certainly take that into consideration in deciding whether or not to charge you. So it's your choice. If you want to actually abide by the law, you could benefit from it right this second. But if we go ahead and find out that you've engaged in price gouging and you've taken no steps to remedy the violation that you have basically enacted, we will go ahead and prosecute you to the full extent of the law. So not only are you going to be looking at criminal penalties, you will be looking at civil penalties, and as importantly, your name will get out there. Your company's name will get out there. You will be publicly shamed. I want to make that crystal clear. So stop it right now. And as the recovery starts up, we again are seeing the financial scams. Over and over, we are seeing scams involving charities, where people who want to donate either money or services to the recovery effort are being targeted by these scammers. My strong message to you is if this happens, please check the organization that you are donating your money to beforehand. Do not donate cash. Do not even donate Bitcoin because it's very hard to track. Only deal with reputable organizations that you can then check out who will get that money to the appropriate people in need. Same thing when it comes to insurance. Be very careful. There are scammers out there who are going to try and make you promises that they can give you certain benefits from insurance that are completely false. Make sure you check out any insurance claims. And government benefits are starting up now. Both the federal government and the state governments are going to be offering people in need significant dollars to get back and recover in their lives. However, these will be ripped off. I will guarantee you there are people who are looking at this to rip them off. Here again is your warning, because I don't want any discussion later on that there is some confusion of what the consequences are. They will be swift and they will be significant. So again, I wish everyone great safety. Please support the firefighters. Please support law enforcement. Stay out of the evacuation zones. They are designed for your safety and to facilitate these putting out of fires and keeping people's houses safe. If you want to go ahead and violate an evacuation area, violate a curfew, you will be held accountable, you will be arrested, and my office will prosecute you. I'd like to now introduce Los Angeles County Public Health Chief Deputy Director, Dr. Anish Mahajan.
A revolutionary portable device has just shattered the telecommunications industry's biggest lie, an invention that lets you connect to lightning-fast internet anywhere in the world in seconds without expensive contracts or subscriptions, and the corporate giants are working frantically to make it illegal before you can get your hands on it. This high-speed portable hotspot doesn't just match regular internet providers, it outperforms them, powering up to 10 devices simultaneously with uninterrupted connectivity thanks to its cutting-edge microchip technology, equipped with a long-lasting battery that keeps you connected for up to 8 hours. Whether you're traveling from Dallas to Houston or waiting for your flight at Denver International Airport, Ryoko has your back. Where traditional public Wi-Fi leaves you disconnected, Ryoko saves your day. From the beaches of Cancun to the bustling walkways of Disneyland, you'll never worry about your connection dropping at the worst moment. This single invention threatens to dismantle the entire industry of traditional internet providers. The driving force behind this revolution is Carson Miller, an engineer from Salt Lake City, Utah, who spent 7 years working inside the telecommunications industry. He uncovered that internet providers had been hiking prices by 5.8% annually, almost triple the inflation rate. Despite a 2010 congressional law that made internet signals public, these companies had been steadily increasing their prices year after year. The deeper he dug into the numbers, the clearer the scam became. This was corporate greed backed by powerful lobbyists working to keep Americans locked into overpriced contracts. When a telecommunications giant quietly offered him $3.8 million for the patent, Carson didn't hesitate to decline. He knew exactly what they planned, to bury this technology before it could threaten their profit margins. This lightweight powerhouse fits easily in your pocket, but don't let its size fool you. Its Wi-Fi transmitter is so powerful that it works in areas where traditional providers claim service is impossible. Travel vloggers have sent its popularity soaring, filming their shocked reactions to getting high-speed internet in remote locations. The device eliminates the need for risky public networks while saving the average household up to $2,000 every year. Since launch, over 1 million
That was our kitchen.
Rubble and ash where a home once stood.
It's just gone. Everything is just gone.
All around them, not a house still standing.
We know these people, and these people have lost everything. It's not just us. It's everybody, and it's so awful.
Kevin and Anne Marie Pazmino renovated their modest Altadena home with their own hands, working nights and weekends.
Every inch was a part of us.
To turn it into a sanctuary for their two children, 10-year-old Lucille and 4-year-old Joaquin.
We were dreaming big, and we were living within our means in a very, very tight fashion.
The Eaton fire consumed that dream and all the savings the Pazminos had put into it.
We've only been given 3 months pause on our mortgage. The interest will still accrue.
That was the TV.
And now they have to pay rent on top of their mortgage. Rent covered by insurance if they can find a place to take them.
After we're done with this, we're going to go and look to try and find some places. But it's hard because we have our dog and our cat, and so many places won't take pets. And we have to stay close because of our kids' school.
And these rentals literally cost twice as more than my mortgage. What?
And the Pazminos are finding what the insurance will pay is not enough to get their foot in the door, as thousands compete for temporary housing.
The advance for the insurance is not even nearly enough for what we are required to have as proof to try and apply for a place.
It's the plight thousands of fire victims are now facing. The fires didn't just take their homes, it took their financial stability.
We've lost this house, and we don't think that we'll ever be able to be in a house again.
While the Pazminos know their home is no longer standing, many are still unable to see the status of their property. Insurance experts say that shouldn't stop people from filing a claim anyway.
Your contractors will soon be asking for their 1099. Don't keep them waiting. Go to yearly.com, choose your plan, import your data, and check out. Yearly will do the rest. File in under 15 minutes.
I haven't been able to take my eyes off my husband's pants since he tried this morning trick. What happened afterward was unbelievable.
I thought it would be just another quickie, but my husband went hard on me for 2 straight hours after trying a simple secret mixture. It might sound strange, but your wife or girlfriend will thank you for watching this video. Go to your kitchen, make this mixture, and try this simple 15-second trick discovered by Harvard scientists that has already helped 97,259 men be ready whenever they want. Forget about pills and pumps. This easy 15-second trick will make your buddy stand firm in a completely natural way, all from the comfort of your home. That's because it boosts blood flow to your member by 342%. All you have to do is perform this 15-second trick right after your shower, and you'll see the magic happen. It's been used by top adult film actors for the last 5 years to maintain their firmness. And it doesn't matter if you're 35 or 70, you'll always be ready for action and wake up with a rock-solid tool. Want to see how it works? There's a viral video going around among men that teaches the step-by-step recipe. My husband paid $97 to a big name in adult films, Johnny Sins, to access the instructional video where he shows how to prepare this trick he uses before filming. It definitely saved our relationship, so I feel it's only fair that everyone gets free access to it.
My aunt, Ann Waite, hosted it at her house on Bollinger in the Palisades, where she's lived since the 1970s.
This is the view coming in off Bollinger.
How would it be possible that in just a couple of weeks, my aunt's neighborhood would look like this?
Look at this. Everything is gone.
Complete and utter destruction and devastation. Every house around my aunt's is gone. Only a few houses in the entire area remain intact. On the day the fire started, my aunt wasn't too worried. She snapped a few photos of the smoke from the backyard. But then the evacuation orders came. She complied, leaving with almost nothing. When I arrived at work, I was sent to the Palisades.
There's no visibility.
As day turned to night, the terrifying inferno raged, and it exploded. The Palisades was burning.
There is so much burning right now.
It was like nothing I had ever experienced as a SoCal native or as a reporter covering fires here for more than a decade. The next day, my aunt and my cousins, Kristen and Brian, were told their childhood home was gone. burned to the ground. But then came news the house might still be standing. I raced over to see what was left. By some miracle, it basically was untouched. The moment was overwhelming.
Oh my God, the house is okay. The house. Okay, everything's fine.
The euphoria of seeing my aunt's house still standing turned to sheer panic because the house next door, just feet from my aunt's, was on fire. The hero firefighters on scene from LA and San Francisco were battling the flames with everything they had. Still, I figured I only had a few minutes to grab some photos and valuables, and then another stroke of luck. Two of my coworkers, Rena and Assad, happened to be driving by in the news van and saw me. They jumped into action, helping me grab whatever valuables we could.
I just ran into my colleague Rena, and we are...
LAPD officers even swooped in like superheroes to assist.
Get a bag here. Thank you so much.
We loaded up my car. Firefighters stayed. They were relentless. They would get the upper hand. My aunt's house was safe, at least for now. Our family is so lucky, but it's hard to feel joy when you look around and realize how many other people lost everything. In that same hour, my parents asked me if I could check another home, the house of their lifelong friends who also live in the Palisades. Their house was gone, and I had to tell them. So much lost, so much heartbreak, but I know the story isn't over. People are resilient. We can rebuild.
Pull up niggas pleading, bullets will put it thicker than defense. Chopper cut up the weaklings, fuck it, but you get even. Enemies give me reason, they beat the last motherfucking breathing. I ain't got none, no. They probably all under the cement. No, shit fucked up my people. Shit.
Get loud, shake it from your waist down.
Shake it, shake it. Oh, she got her! Let's go! Show her what you got!
The Pacific Palisades, one of the wealthiest communities in the U.S., is experiencing the worst fire in its history. Situated at the foothills of the Santa Monica Mountains, the Palisades typically escape damage as Santa Ana winds blow past, since the winds will usually blow any fire up to the north. However, this time, hurricane-force winds drove the flames directly into the neighborhood, reducing many homes to ashes. On January 7th, around 10:20 a.m. local time, a live camera with Alert California, a UC San Diego program to monitor wildfires and disasters in real time, picks up smoke rising. This is the first sighting of the Palisades fire. 6 minutes later, Plane Spotter at LAX catches first plumes of smoke on its live stream.
Not what we want to see here in Southern California. Fire has now broke out.
At 10:58 a.m., resident David Hansen received a video from his mother showing thick orange smoke billowing outside her house on Piedra Morada Drive. The fire size was upgraded from 10 to 200 acres, while containment remained at 0%.
We're in the Palisades Highlands and the fire road is literally on fire.
David Hansen drove to reach his mother and recorded the Palisades fire as it burned an entire hillside beside the road. From his mother's backyard, David filmed helicopters dropping water onto the nearby fires. He tells ABC News he saw them hovering over the edge of Santa Ynez Reservoir and were using a hose to draw up water. The fire spread rapidly, and flames encroached on David's mother's yard. neighbors rallied together, using water from swimming pools to fight the advancing fire. With 2 more zones ordered to evacuate and 3 new evacuation warnings issued, David decided to drive out. But with high volumes of vehicles trying to evacuate, and with 3 road closures on the Pacific Coast Highway, escaping the flames proved to be difficult for residents. As David drives, he films the road filled with abandoned cars on Palisades Drive. Firefighters are seen battling the flames. David and his mother make it out safe from the flames, and he tells ABC News that thanks to the effort of quick-thinking neighbors, David's mother's home has for now survived.
We're through the fire.
Evacuation shelters are placed around the city, and Governor Newsom declares a state of emergency in California. By night, reports show that the Palisades fire has grown to 1,262 acres, and 2 additional fires occur nearby, Eaton Fire and Hearst Fire. Windy conditions complicated firefighting efforts.
We're getting a 70 knot wind speed. We're going to have to shut down water dropping operations. Also, cancel that 2 additional copters.
January 8th, 12:29 a.m. Palisades fire size has grown to 2,921 acres and is upgraded to 11,802 by 11:45 a.m.
Unfortunately, we have 2 reported fatalities to civilians. Unknown cause at this time, and we do have a number of significant injuries.
Lydia Fire, north of the 3 active fires, starts around 2:07 p.m. At 5:57 p.m., CAL FIRE reported that the Sunset Fire in the famed Hollywood Hills had started, bringing the total to 5 active fires in the state. The Palisades Fire remained the largest, reaching 17,234 acres by the end of the day, with 0% containment. Weather forecasts indicated another round of Santa Ana winds expected from January 9th to January 10th, with a new high-pressure system building from the north, fueling more gusty winds. The Sunset Fire, which crossed more than 40 acres, was fully contained, but at 3:12 p.m., Kenneth Fire started to burn 50 acres in West Hills. On January 10th, the Palisades Fire has grown to nearly 20,000 acres with 6% containment, and the Eaton Fire to nearly 14,000 acres with 0% containment. Governor Newsom calls for an independent investigation into the, quote, loss of water pressure to local fire hydrants and the reported unavailability of water supplies from the Santa Ynez Reservoir, following a Los Angeles Times report that the Pacific Palisades Reservoir had been closed for repairs at the time the destructive fire started. Firefighters across the country, as well as Canada and Mexico, arrived to help battle the flames. Local authorities vowed to find out what exactly caused what is on track to become the worst natural disaster in U.S. history based on costs.
This task force is made up of local, state, and federal partners designed to investigate the cause of these fires and to see if there's any connection between them.
As of Wednesday, January 15th, at least 25 people have died, and more than a dozen others remain unaccounted for. 4 fires are still active, with Palisades Fire covering more than 23,000 acres and 19% contained.
You know, I know they were messing with the water, letting reserves go for one reason or another. They've been doing that a while. California has a lot of problems that sort of baffle the mind as far as why they do things. And then in the events like this, you sort of look, oh, is it on purpose? Which it's an insane thing to think. But one begins to ponder whether or not there is a purpose in mind. What could it be? You know, I don't know.
If you think what's happening in California is bad, be prepared for major disasters in these cities. What I am about to share today will shock you, anger you, and maybe even scare you. But it is imperative you understand the extent of this coming disaster and how it will plunge all Americans, including your friends and family, into a conflict the likes our great nation has never seen. An attack orchestrated by a shadowy cabal of former and current politicians, militant leftists, big banks.
4:30, homeowners who have lost everything in the wildfires are defying evacuation orders to protect their properties from looters. Officials say dozens of residents have chosen to ignore official orders to evacuate and are taking the necessary actions to protect their property into their own hands.
KTLA's Mary Beth McDade joins us live in Altadena with more. MB.
Hello there, you guys. Yes, we spoke to one homeowner who says they are staying behind to protect their homes from any looters, but also from any flare-ups. She said a bunch of the dads have actually been going around the neighborhood the past few days. Sorry, it's so dry out here. The past few days, and they are stomping out some flames that flare up. And we also talked to her about all the different disaster preps that she did that are really paying off for her and her neighbors.
And we do live in California after all, and there could be earthquakes, there could be mudslides, and I didn't think it could happen like this, but there were fires.
When Eve Anna Manley moved to California, her Altadena neighbor taught her to be prepared for disasters.
And he had like 55-gallon drums of water, he had a reloading center, he put in the whole house generator, and I followed after. I learned from him. I went to CERT classes with him.
She also redid her wood shake shingle home with concrete shingles, and she has Starlink to help keep her connected to the internet. Because Manley's home survived the Eaton fire, and because of all her preparations, she chose not to evacuate and is now helping neighbors who also chose not to go.
I can do laundry for other people. That's another thing I'm doing, and cook bacon and eggs for people, and let them have a hot shower, because none of these people around here have hot water or laundry running.
They want to stay and protect their homes from any flare-ups and from any looters. Manley says her and her dogs are prepared if anyone tries to come into her house.
I do have firearms, and I've been, calling my friends to make sure I know how to legally exist with them.
She says her and her neighbors, who've dubbed themselves the stayers, know if they pass through the roadblocks, they won't be allowed back. And let me tell you, there are many checkpoints. Manley and her fellow stayers had been getting supplies dropped off.
Someone could meet us at the National Guard point at the end of the street and hand us whatever we had asked for, right?
Like food, supplies?
Yeah, bananas, for instance, and pizzas, and just bottled water, generators, gasoline.
However, those dropped offs have been stopped.
So it's a hard no blockade, and I'm glad for that. I want the hard no, because I don't want anyone else up here, because there's been reports of looting, and that's frightening. We don't want that up here.
Yeah, and we should mention that when my photographer Bent and I, we were traveling up through this Altadena neighborhood to her home, we did go through at least, 4 or 5 checkpoints, and each time, the National Guard, the LA County Sheriff, and the CHP, they did ask us for our media credentials. So there's a lot of people up here protecting this Altadena neighborhood. For now, reporting live here in Altadena, Mary Beth McDade. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Mary Beth, thank you. And a quick reminder here that fire authorities have compiled maps showing the thousands of structures, including homes, that were destroyed or damaged in the Palisades and Eaton fires. To check on the status of your home or someone else's, just scan the QR code there on your screen. It then will take you to a link on our website that contains maps of both fire zones.
This is the reason why I've canceled my internet.
Slides and mudslides, and whenever the rain does show up, it's inevitable. That's going to be a big threat for those burn areas. All right, now our forecast, we've got, again, a little cloud cover coming back, especially in the mornings. Might be some marine layer or some fog for Friday morning and Saturday morning. Temperatures cooler Friday through Sunday as well, but there is no rain in the forecast. And as we take a look at the mountains and the deserts, you're going to see those cold temperatures in the mountains in the 40s, 60s for the high deserts, and around 70 degrees or so in the low deserts. Guys?
Adam, thanks. Much more news ahead in the 6:30 half hour.
Still to come, L.A. Fire Chief Christian Crowley today pushing back against accusations that firefighters weren't ready for last week's firestorm.
And
all right, just listening in there to our Fox 11 team talking about funding, talking about disaster relief in some of the most hardest hit locations in Southern California. Let's mimic them a little bit and take a 2-minute break ourselves here on Live Now.
Like chimneys left. Wow. Yeah, and especially with, you know, when houses are starting to get fully engulfed in buildings too. A lot of the water just gets evaporated before it even does much.
Right. Do you know like what street this is on?
Gosh, if you pull up the maps, I think I can figure it out. So we are Lake Altadena. I think it's Palm Street. We're at Palm Street, so right there to the left. But do you see Pine? Yeah, right there. So really those first couple of homes there on the right. Yeah, right there. Yep. We can go a little street view action there. Whew. Yep.
Yeah, so what's the geographer here see? We see these palm trees that have like tons of kind of dry fronds. This is the gate that they were just trying to open, right?
Yep.
You got this eucalyptus tree that blew down.
Yep.
Super flammable.
Super flammable.
And you can be the same expert year after year with TurboTax Live Full Service. Hand off your taxes today.
Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
One more, everybody.
We're talking about a fire on New Year's Day that it wasn't a huge fire, but it was bigger than a campfire. It was, you know, an acre or a little bit larger than an acre. And so that's a lot of area. And with 100-mile-an-hour winds, 80-mile-an-hour winds like you saw on that day, all it takes is one small spark in a dry landscape with very low humidity. We've had very little to no rain in the past year in this area. And so it doesn't take much. So it could be just one surviving ember.
Now's the time to go back in time and shine a light.
Devastation comes to California.
All right, Jake. Yeah, let's get out of here.
Residents flee for their lives.
And I turned on Big Rock, and then the flames came at me everywhere, like a blast of flames and smoke.
She got stuck while trying to escape the Palisades fire, but she's able to share her story tonight thanks to the bravery of a firefighter. KCAL's Michelle Gili has the dramatic rescue and a very special surprise. Michelle?
Well, Pat, just within the last hour, we found this firefighter that this Malibu resident has been looking for ever since he rescued her. Let's take a look at her story.
I thought I was going to die. I was praying to God to let me die from smoke inhalation, and please don't let me be burned alive.
To try and save her life, Malibu's Patty Phillips raced down the hill last week in Big Rock, blinded by thick smoke and surrounded by fire. Her dog Coda was in the car by her side. but she only got so far.
And I turned on Big Rock, and then the flames came at me everywhere, like a blast of flames and smoke. And I was blinded, and it's total vertigo. You can't see your road. You can't see in front of you. So as I drove up, all of a sudden I'm hitting these rocks, and I stopped my car. And I realized I'm not on our road. So I put it in reverse, which saved my life because I hit that boulder. If I hadn't hit that boulder, I would have rolled down the gully into the fire.
Unaware her car was stuck on a boulder, Phillips called 911, panicked and crying for help. The car would not move. She was trapped. Phillips says she was transferred to another dispatcher who explained getting to her was unlikely. Making things even scarier, Phillips had been separated from her husband James, who'd already made it safely down to PCH. As she prayed for survival, she sent these heartbreaking texts to him. I love you. I'm in big trouble. I'm stuck. I don't know where I'm at. My car won't move. The fire, and the text ends there. Phillips was worried the tires on her car would melt. Fire and smoke was all around her. She wasn't leaving without her dog. So she laid on her horn, honking to make noise. Patty Phillips told herself, I'm not giving up.
While this is all going on, my husband's down on PCH begging firemen to rescue me. And they're like, we won't go up there. It's too dangerous. And he finds a fireman named Malcolm, who I am trying so desperately to find from the valley, big guy. And he said to my husband had him by the collar, say, please save my wife. And Malcolm says, let's go. And he goes up and he goes, we might not make it, but we'll try.
About a half hour later, Phillips sees a fire truck coming toward her through the black smoke. It was her husband and the firefighter who she only knows as Malcolm.
I go, thank you for saving me. Thank you for saving me. He goes, we still might die. He goes, we're not out of danger. He goes, we still have to get past this fire. And he made it, but he risked his life to save mine. Like, that is a brave man, and he needs a hug from me. He needs to receive an honor like nobody else would come.
Phillips knows she can never repay Malcolm, but she wants to find him to thank him for rescuing her and for saving her life. And Pat, if you can believe this, just about 5 o'clock tonight here in Malibu, amongst all these hundreds and hundreds of firefighters, we were able to find LA County Fire Captain Malcolm Dix. Now, a couple of our KCAL viewers sent us messages about an old LMU magazine article about a graduate named Malcolm Dix. It is the same Malcolm. I called a fire station in Calabasas where the article said that he worked. Captain Dix is now at a station in Pacoima, but he is here on the Palisades fire. He called us and we connected here at Urban Search and Rescue headquarters in Malibu. We showed Captain Dix the story, which brought a tear to his eye. We also FaceTime with the woman that he saved, Patty Phillips, and she praised him again. And she told him how grateful that she is to be alive, and thanking him again and again for his bravery. She, of course, wants to meet him as soon as possible, but he is busy. Again, he is heading up the search operations here for the USAR team, Urban Search and Rescue, on this Palisades fire. Take a listen to what Malcolm Dix said about the rescue of Patty Phillips.
Oh, yeah. No, I told my kids, my wife about it. I didn't know if I'd ever see her again. And then about just your story aired, another story aired, and all of a sudden my phone blew up because my name, a lot of people don't have it. So I'll be excited to see her again and see the husband and the dog. And I'm just glad they made it out safe because unfortunately a lot of other people didn't.
So Malcolm Dix is stationed behind me here at the USAR camp in Malibu. He did tell Patty that he will be meeting her once this disaster is over, once he is off of this fire. Again, Patty Phillips just dying to give him a big old hug and thank him for all he did for her. So that is going to be, Pat, an amazing moment to see those two reunified. It's going to be a beautiful thing.
Oh, you know, it already is. It has touched so much of us back here at the studio, Michelle, and your storytelling, putting that together. Thankful to the viewers for people responding to you to find Malcolm Dix. And yeah, he's a big guy. And so happy to be able to share these stories of hope. Thanks, Michelle.
Make this one simple change when filling out your FAFSA to cut your EFC and SAI in half.
Vintage vehicles Ed collected were completely singed.
Kind of makes things full circle that everything, started and ended right there. Everything about his life.
Dennis has come up here once to see what is left of Ed's home, and Dennis says coming here actually gave him a little bit of comfort. He believes on Tuesday night, Ed took out his hearing aid and was sound asleep in his own bed. And Dennis hopes Ed died peacefully in his sleep from the carbon monoxide before the flames engulfed the home.
You don't want anyone to suffer.
Especially when that anyone is someone you have countless fond memories with. Dennis met Ed when both were truckers driving the same route.
I think about running up and down I-5 and talking back and forth on the CB, solving the world's problems while everybody slept and getting the freight overnight from city to city.
Two best friends now separated by the fury of Mother Nature.
I think that when my time comes, if I can be half the man he was and go to the same place, then I'm okay with it.
You think he's up in heaven?
And oh yeah, I don't have a doubt in my mind about it.
Ed Crinlin was 94 years old. In Altadena, Kevin Ozebek, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
As family, friends, and the coroner start to identify some of the victims, we are getting a look at some of the lives cut short. So far, between the two fires, 25 people are confirmed dead. 16 of the victims are from the Eaton fire, and you can see some of their pictures right there. And here's a look at some of the victims from the Palisades fire. So far, 9 people are confirmed dead, and 4 of the victims have been identified.
People affected by the Eaton fire have filed a lawsuit against SoCal Edison, aiming to hold the utility responsible for what they call a preventable disaster. Eyewitness News reporter David Gonzalez takes a closer look at what the lawsuit claims and what's at stake.
Jeremy Gersey is shell-shocked over what happened to his beloved community in Altadena over the last week during the Eaton fire.
And I'll be honest, I was in tears. It was a very emotional experience.
Gersey owns property made up of 5 cottages, which he rents out to individuals and families.
When I arrived to the property, it's on fire. It's still on fire. There was gas still running to it. It had been all in rubble, and it looked like something you see in a movie.
Everyone made it out safely, but the 5 homes burned to the ground. Gersey has now filed this lawsuit against Southern California Edison for negligence.
I want to protect the livelihood of my tenants. I want to protect the livelihood of myself. I lost my life savings.
The lawsuit claims the power company failed to de-energize its overhead power lines traversing Eaton Canyon, despite a red flag, particularly dangerous situation warning.
We believe there's very strong evidence that the wire was ignited from something on their lines. The origin of the fire is directly beneath their overhead lines in Eaton Canyon.
Education and career.
The Metamatians also lost their home in the Eaton fire. They've filed a separate lawsuit against SCE.
Our electricity was on the entire day, even during those crazy winds until the very end. When we left, our power was still on. I don't know why Edison decided not to shut off the power.
Their lawsuit alleges SCE failed to inspect and maintain power lines and equipment which they knew posed a danger.
There was this recipe for disaster where they're letting the foliage overgrow and dry. They're not maintaining the tower. They're getting warning after warning that this is a high danger area.
In a statement, SCE says, "Our hearts remain with our community during the devastating fires in Southern California, and we remain committed to supporting them through this difficult time." Right now, Gersey is the only plaintiff named in this lawsuit, but Bridgeford says more names could be added. The lawsuit also alleges SCE has $1 billion in wildfire insurance. The power company says they will review the complaint once they receive it. David Gonzalez, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
UCLA researchers are looking into the impacts of climate change.
What they're saying in a new report about how global warming's part is fueling the SoCal firestorms. Plus this.
This yellow Altadena home held 5 generations worth of family memories. It was destroyed by the Eaton fire 1 week ago today. I'm Annabelle Munoz, and coming up, we speak with 77-year-old Janice Jackson, who moved into that home as a teenager in the 60s.
Alex Bell, and over the next half hour, we're helping debunk misinformation following the devastating wildfires in Los Angeles. The most destructive fires, the Palisades fire and Eaton fires, have caused unimaginable loss. The fires have claimed more than 20 lives, destroyed thousands of homes, and decimated the communities of Pacific Palisades and Altadena. Over the past week, there has also been a tidal wave of misinformation. As of this recording, CAL FIRE says more than 5,000 personnel are on the Palisades fire. Nearly 4,000 are on the Eaton fire. Emergency responders from Mexico, Canada, and many other states across the country have also flown or drove to California to help fight these fires and help pick up the pieces of what has been left behind. Now, there are rumors spreading online that those driving in to help have to stop at CAL FIRE in Davis to get emissions tests. ABC 10's Devin Truby visited the facility to ask what's really going on.
This CAL FIRE Davis equipment facility lot getting national attention on social media over what type of vehicle inspections happened here before sending crews to the Southern California wildfires.
All right, slowly release.
At this facility in Davis,
all right, good.
Every vehicle that's going to be used to fight fires for CAL FIRE is checked out. Staff making sure the vehicles going into dangerous situations are safe and not in need of repair.
Okay, you can stop. Go to the other side.
But last week, their workload grew as fire departments from Idaho, Washington, and Oregon made their way to the Southern California wildfires.
DOT inspection, it's a safety inspection, and they would either pass or fail. If anything failed, we would set them aside and a different team would start on those repairs. They could be anything from brakes, tires, leaks.
More than 200 vehicles were inspected, 29 needed some sort of repair, like new tires and oil leaks. CAL FIRE says inspection time averaged 45 minutes.
For the most part, everything was out the same day. There was a couple that we had to keep overnight just because we couldn't get parts.
But when CAL FIRE posted their efforts at the Davis equipment facility on social media, they were met with hundreds of negative comments. People upset that this slowed the response time of the out-of-state firefighters to get to the front lines. Others accused CAL FIRE of running emissions tests. Do you do emissions tests here on these vehicles before they headed to Southern California?
No, absolutely no emissions testing is done here. No emissions certifications are looked at. That is completely false. No vehicles got turned away. All of the 216 vehicles that we inspected were continued their way down south.
The Oregon State Fire Marshal addressing the social media post that their trucks were turned away, stating it's false. No trucks were turned away, and quote, this equipment also does not regularly travel hundreds of miles at a time. Firefighter safety is our #1 priority. The disinformation spread so quickly, Governor Gavin Newsom addressed it and other false claims on the California Fire Facts page. CAL FIRE saying Davis was selected because it was on the way to Southern California.
We can confidently get them dispatched right away. We don't want breakdowns on the fire front. That just causes danger of public safety and firefighter safety.
CAL FIRE also says when other states respond to fires, California becomes liable for them. So they want to make sure they are safe. This is nothing new.
This is the third time we've done pre-mobilization inspections in the last 12 months. We did one for the Dixie Fire.
As firefighters help California, one rumor is going around that Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass declined New York City's offer to help, and that is not true. According to New York City's Mayor Eric Adams, New York City lacks forest fire certified personnel, which is what the request was for through FEMA. But the city has offered other aid to California, offering to send personnel to help manage the wildfire response. In a news conference on January 13th, Mayor Adams told reporters, quote, they did not turn down anything from us. I don't know where those stories came from. That didn't happen. A spokesperson for Governor Gavin Newsom's office says California has not declined mutual aid, and there are over 15,000 firefighting personnel on the ground, with hundreds from across the country, in addition to Canada and Mexico. There's also been a lot of finger pointing over the severity of these fires. Some claim these fires could have been prevented through fuel management techniques like prescribed burns. ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen asked fire officials and experts if that's true.
In fiscal year 23-24, we treated 106,000 acres.
In an effort to curb wildfires, California aims to treat 1 million acres of land in the state each year. CAL FIRE plays a major role in these field reduction projects along with other agencies.
500,000 acres from the forest, the federal areas, and then 500,000 between CAL FIRE and then all of our local response areas. And to divide it even further, CAL FIRE's goal is to treat 100,000 acres every year.
CAL FIRE, the state's fire agency, says it met its goal for the previous fiscal year. This comes after Republican lawmakers criticized the state on Monday, saying California is not meeting its field reduction goals as fires continue to burn in Southern California, claiming lives and property.
There was a commitment to doing 500,000 acres a year in treatment. There was a partnership actually between the state and the federal government that the governor was proud to announce when it came out. We have gotten nowhere near meeting those goals.
The U.S. Forest Service is part of the state's partnership, and right now, part of the Eaton fire is burning in their jurisdiction. As of October 2024, U.S. Forest says statewide it has done 3,500 acres of prescribed burns and more than 5,000 acres of mechanical treatments. The Forest Service says weather has played a big factor in trying to clear fuel in Southern California.
Southern California has not seen conditions appropriate for prescribed burning since last spring. So certainly we are not in any kind of condition in the southern half of the state to be looking at those prescribed fires now.
When asked if anything could have been done to prevent the destructive spread of the Southern California fires,
there's nothing. Let's just start with that. The conditions that we saw in Southern California last Tuesday were in above the 99.99th percentile of severity.
Environmental experts at Stanford University agree climate plays a major role in fire risks and management.
Even a large-scale fire break probably wouldn't have been effective in keeping the wildfire out of the communities. And once the communities are burning, the spread is from home to home, and it doesn't really have anything to do with the forest management.
While fires may be difficult to prevent, fire officials and scientists say homeowners can help minimize the spread by hardening their homes and property.
So far this fiscal year, CAL FIRE says that they have treated just under 50,000 acres. They have a public dashboard to help keep track of all their fuel reduction projects. And if you do want to check it out, we have a link on our website at abc10.com. Meanwhile, President-elect Donald Trump has slammed California's response to the fires. In a post on his Truth Social platform, Trump accused Governor Gavin Newsom of blocking water from flowing to parts of California affected by the wildfires and prioritizing fish over people. ABC 10's Luke Cleary has the details.
Guys, I need to show you how I'm only paying $38 a month for car insurance. You're not going to believe this. I was paying over $150 for car insurance. It sucked. I was getting ripped off.
Southern California, the governor coming under fire from the incoming president. In a Truth Social post, Trump said the governor, quote, refused to sign the water restoration declaration put before him that would have allowed millions of gallons of water from excess rain and snowmelt from the north to flow daily into many parts of California, including the areas that are currently burning in a virtually apocalyptic way. We showed the post to the director of the UC Davis Center for Watershed Sciences and law professor Kerrigan Burke. Did Governor Newsom refuse to sign a specific water restoration declaration? And does such a policy or document even exist?
There's nothing like that. There's nothing that exists. It's true that Governor Newsom has resisted the last Trump administration's efforts to change how water was managed in the Delta. But there's no document like what he's the past president's referring to.
Newsom also responding saying, quote, there is no such document as the Water Restoration Declaration. That is pure fiction. The governor is focused on protecting people, not playing politics, and making sure firefighters have all the resources they need. Trump also said Newsom prioritized what he called a worthless fish over people's needs, resulting in water shortages for firefighting and other uses. The fish Trump is referring to, the Delta smelt, is a small fish about 4 inches long, and the Sacramento River was once teeming with them. But in recent years, wildlife officials haven't been able to catch any living in the wild. Professor Burke says without environmental controls to protect them, the Delta smelt are a small part of the state's water policy.
Even if we didn't have the Delta smelt in there, we'd only be able to increase diversions by about 15, maybe 10% on average to the rest of the state. I want to be real clear. There's no tie between the Delta smelt and the fires that are burning in LA right now.
There have been reports of firefighters running out of water. The issue, according to the water department, isn't the lack of water, but getting it where it needs to go. Demand is so high right now that as water travels through the pipes leaving the reservoir, a lot of it gets used up by firefighters closer to the source before it can reach crews and tanks that are farther away. Luke Clary, ABC 10.
And the fight over the state management of water resources will likely continue in the next administration. The president-elect has threatened to withhold federal aid if the state does not comply with his demands. As for other claims being made, here's Verify reporter Casey Decker.
Misinformation often spreads during emergencies, like the California wildfires. So our Verify team has been tracking claims online to fact-check them. First, is it true that Los Angeles recently cut the budget of its fire department? Yes, we can verify that's true. Last year's budget for the city of LA allocated just over $837 million to fire. The current budget allocates just under $820 million. That's $17.5 million fewer dollars, about a 2% cut. Second, are firefighters running out of water because the city refused to fill up its reservoirs? No. That is false. A local water policy expert told Verify, quote, at no time during this fire has there been a shortage of water in Southern California. Their reservoirs are full. The issue, according to the water department, isn't a lack of water, it's getting the water where it needs to go. Demand is so high right now that as water travels through the pipes leaving the reservoir, a lot of it gets used up by firefighters who are closer to the source before it can reach crews and tanks that are farther away. The city is working to help those crews by using water trucks. And third, is this video of a man trying to rescue a rabbit from the flames from the LA fires? We can verify this is also false. Using reverse search tools, we found the video is not from the current fires. It was recorded and posted 8 years ago. That fire also took place in Southern California, and the man successfully rescued the rabbit. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Another piece of misinformation in these fires after the Sunset Fire sparked in the Hollywood Hills last week. People shared these images alleging the Hollywood sign caught on fire. This is simply not true. These images are fake and were created with AI. One even has a watermark on it from the company that created it. During these fires, California continues to deal with a growing home insurance crisis. It is true that State Farm ended homeowners insurance coverage last year in the Pacific Palisades neighborhood. In a filing to California state officials, State Farm reported that it wasn't renewing 69.4% of policies, equal to 1,626 policies, and the 90272 zip code, which is the zip code for the Pacific Palisades area of Los Angeles. As companies drop policies, more and more California homeowners have had to turn to the California Fair Plan, known as the insurer of last resort with bare bones coverage. Take a look at these numbers from the Fair Plan for dwelling and commercial Fair Plan policies. In September 2019, the number of Fair Plan policies sat just below 160,000. In June of last year, that number is closer to 420,000 policies. And then take a look at this. These are among the top 10 places the Fair Plan is considered to carry the most risk. You can see the map here that Pacific Palisades carries some of the highest risk with customers on the Fair Plan. Just like a private insurer, the Fair Plan is one homeowners have to pay into for coverage. And people will be relying on the government to help them recover from these fires. FEMA acknowledged that there will be gaps in homeowners insurance coverage, and federal agencies and nonprofits will have to step in to help. ABC 10's Becca Habegger talked one-on-one with California's insurance commissioner, taking these concerns directly to him.
Asthma doesn't want you to be the cool mom. Triggers can pop up at any moment, and asthma says you can't. But by making better control of your severe asthma possible, Tezspire says you can. Tezspire is an add-on treatment for people 12 and over that treats your type of severe asthma to help you prevent attacks, breathe better, and relieve your asthma symptoms. Tezspire is not a rescue medication. Serious allergic reactions may occur. Get help for swelling of your face, mouth, tongue, trouble breathing. Rash or eye allergy can happen. Don't stop asthma treatments without talking to your doctor. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection or your asthma worsens. Avoid live vaccines. Sore throat, joint, back pain may occur. By helping control your asthma, Tezspire lets you be you. Ask your asthma specialist for Tezspire by name.
Don't get caught in the cold this year. Let us keep you warm with a remote car starter. Right now we're offering 20% off, so give me a call for a free estimate. 585-500-8080.
Swirling like embers are concerns that many who lost their home in the Los Angeles wildfires also lost insurance coverage as their policy was canceled or non-renewed in recent months.
We're going to see who's non-renewed. We're also looking at if you were non-renewed, but you're still essentially covered within the deadline, then do you still have coverage?
California Insurance Commissioner Ricardo Lara points out state regulation requires insurance companies to give customers 75 days notice before their policy is canceled or non-renewed. So even if someone got a notice before the fires, they might still have coverage.
The other question is, what happens to the folks who are not insured? So we're going to rely on the federal government and FEMA to offer services and the state to be able to offer some sort of reprieve for folks who may not have coverage. But right now we're in the middle of assessing what insurance are covered in the area, who doesn't have coverage.
He says it's too soon to estimate a dollar figure for the losses, especially since homes and businesses are still actively burning and threatened.
My job at this moment is to make sure that insurance companies pay these claims out as quickly as possible
Many homes here are on the expensive and bare-bones California FAIR Plan, a state-mandated, privately funded insurer of last resort. The number of people on the FAIR Plan ballooned in recent years as private insurers have paused or limited business in California, citing the rising risk of wildfires, high cost of rebuilding homes, and state regulations. I asked Laura.
So just to be clear, FAIR Plan customers who lose their home can expect to be paid out?
Absolutely.
In a statement, the FAIR Plan told ABC 10, "We are aware of misinformation being posted online regarding the FAIR Plan's ability to pay claims. The FAIR Plan has payment mechanisms in place, including reinsurance, to ensure all covered claims are paid." As for future fires, Commissioner Lara has enacted a 1-year moratorium on insurance companies dropping or non-renewing customers within the immediate area of the Los Angeles wildfires. So those who do have coverage right now will continue having it for at least a year.
State lawmakers are offering solutions too. We know that 2 assembly members introduced a bill that would authorize the FAIR Plan to request bonds from the state in the event that the FAIR Plan faces financial challenges following a major catastrophe such as a wildfire. That money would help finance the cost of paying insurance claims. And right now, a FEMA disaster relief program is offering wildfire victims one-time payments of $770 for essentials. And it has caused some to claim that this is the only aid that FEMA is offering. I want to verify that that claim is false. This is not the only form of disaster relief assistance offered by FEMA. The one-time payment is a serious needs upfront flexible payment. Wildfire victims may qualify for other FEMA assistance once submitting an application for additional assistance. And FEMA says as applications are reviewed, people may still receive money for other needs, such as support for temporary housing, personal property and home repair costs. And here's what else FEMA says that they are doing now.
While we at FEMA now are starting to help support this recovery piece, starting to work with the local jurisdictions and understand what their long-term recovery needs are going to be, starting to plan for how we're going to be able to bring in temporary structures for schools or other critical facilities that were lost. We need to really start to take this time to put that plan in place to help them with what they're going to need to do to remove debris and get this community on that long journey of recovery.
Wildfire victims can apply for disaster relief through disasterassistance.gov. While thousands of people have already applied for assistance from FEMA, there are also many GoFundMe accounts that are raising money for people impacted by these fires. But there is a warning for victims who are raising money and also applying for assistance at the same time. ABC 10's Devin Truby explains.
That's it, man. We lost everything.
Shane Severson recording the moment he saw his Altadena home on fire last Wednesday after he and his family evacuated the night before for the Eaton fire.
We just thought that it was just going to be just that, just like the mountains like on fire and stuff. We were just like, okay, let's go. So we just took the clothes on our back.
This is what his home looks like now. Some bricks and the rest rubble. Like many people, Severson, his wife, and 3 kids created a GoFundMe account, a popular crowdfunding platform that victims often turn to in disasters to raise money. But now questions sparking online. Does crowdfunding impact the amount of federal assistance you can receive? The answer is yes.
You lose everything and you have nothing, and just, you're just like, what do we do?
Severson, like most, had no idea that FEMA even considered crowdfunding until we told him. His application for FEMA assistance is currently pending.
I've lost so much, and it's just, I feel like I need all the help I could get.
FEMA telling ABC 10 if you receive money from a GoFundMe page for a specific disaster-related expense, such as home repairs, funeral expenses, or other emergency needs, you may not be able to receive FEMA aid for the same expenses. FEMA addressed this with a video on social media Tuesday.
The government regulations prevent FEMA from providing financial assistance to replace items that have already been paid for by another source. These sources can include insurance payouts, GoFundMe and other platforms, and money received from nonprofit organizations. We know this can be frustrating, especially when you're trying to manage so much all at once. That's why we encourage you to carefully consider how you describe your needs when creating a GoFundMe page.
FEMA recommends victims of any disaster start with their homeowner's insurance, then apply for FEMA assistance. As for the causes of the Palisades and Eaton fires, they remain under investigation. Here's what we know as of this recording. The ATF continues to look at the hills above Pacific Palisades, investigating the ignition point of the deadly fire. There had been another fire there 1 week earlier, possibly started by New Year's fireworks. And the thought is that fire was never fully put out. There's no official cause yet. As for what we mean by the ATF, well, the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, they have created a Los Angeles Regional Wildfire Task Force to look into the causes.
This task force is made up of local, state, and federal partners designed to investigate the cause of these fires and to see if there's any connection between them.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running. That's why at Grainger, we're here for you, with professional-grade industrial supplies and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
According to the U.S. Forest Service, nearly 85% of wildfires in the United States are caused by humans. Culprits include unattended campfires, burning debris, equipment malfunctions, discarded cigarettes, and intentional acts of arson. And data collected shows that at least 8 of the most destructive wildfires in the state's history have been linked to electrical and power lines. Southern California Edison, one of California's major private utility companies, has filed 2 electronic safety incident reports pertaining to the Eaton and Hearst fires. It's a sign that investigators might be examining whether the utility's equipment contributed to an ignition. And we know that these devastating fires serve as a teaching moment for all of us here in California. A land use expert at UCLA says the situation was at least 100 years in the making, and the issues leading up to it are man-made. Here's ABC 10's Roxanne Elias with the story.
A professor at UCLA is calling the wildfires in LA a biblical catastrophe.
Well, it's with a very heavy heart that I say that this was inevitable at some point, right? What we're experiencing is the impacts of what's been predicted in terms of climate change.
Dr. Stephanie Pincel teaches at the UCLA Institute of the Environment and is the director of the California Center for Sustainable Communities. She specializes in land use and the interaction between urban development and wildfire risks. And while she was shocked by the fires, she says she wasn't surprised.
We in California have encroached increasingly into highly flammable areas. And with more people in those highly flammable areas, the likelihood of these things happening increases.
The professor says vegetation is different in Sacramento, and the Santa Ana winds made the situation in LA worse. But that doesn't mean other communities in the state are immune to these types of wildfires.
We have in Southern California and California, we're still allowing developments in places where there's a lot of evidence things will burn, and the developer will say, oh, well, we're going to put a fire station in there. Go, okay, fine. Then what, right?
She says there's a lot of pressure for elected officials to allow land development because of the outcry for the need of more housing. And she believes these fires can't be prevented unless people completely change their behavior. The professor says that's highly unlikely, and all Californians should be ready to evacuate their homes at a moment's notice.
But don't expect to be saved under conditions like this. You will get resources, you will get help, but there's no way you're going to be saved by the firefighters unless you're really lucky.
In Sacramento, Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
The professor says that she believes California's government is pulling all the stops to help people affected by the fires. And instead of finger pointing, she says people should be rethinking how they live. We really hope that you found this information useful for coverage on the Los Angeles fires. Make sure you check out our past in-depth reporting on the insurance crisis, our Emmy Award-winning water series, and our series Fire, Power, Money. All available for free for you on our ABC 10 Plus app. I'm Alex Bell, and as always, thank you so much for watching.
Trust isn't given, but earned. It's built every day by doing the hard work, putting in the hours, doing the research, holding the powerful accountable, and being there when you need us most. Working hard to earn your trust every day, every newscast, every story. Watch weeknights at 6 or stream live on ABC 10 Plus.
Thanks for watching ABC 10 Plus. And now that you're here, why don't we take a look around and see what else is here? The very first tile on your left is always going to be streaming 24/7. You can find us adjacent to that, breaking news if it's there. And then right next to that, a replay of the most recent newscast. Whether it's ABC 10 Morning News at 5, 6, or beyond, it's going to be there. The forecast beyond that, and then right beyond that, the news that matters the most. Now that you know the basic tiles, let's go up to the top and take a deeper dive into news. We have every single newscast that you would need, including To the Point with Alex Bell, taking a deeper dive into the issues. Beyond that, ABC 10 Morning News at 5 and 6 and 11, the evening shows as well. Below that, you can watch the top stories from To the Point. Under that, Dollars and Cents, where you can learn how to navigate this challenging economy. And below that, you can watch our award-winning ABC 10 Special Investigations, where we hold the powerful accountable. Going into weather, look, it's the 10-day forecast, getting you ready for the weekend and beyond. Beyond that, sports. I know you care about the Sacramento Kings. We have the most comprehensive guide to anything, everything Kings in the locker room and on the court. We have it. Below that, I know you care about the San Francisco 49ers. We can't mention Bay Sports without talking about the Oakland A's. We have that too. Backing out again, come up to the top and join me on Verify. I'm super excited about this. Our experts are checking the facts, verifying the truth for you. Jump up now to shows. Very excited about this. Oh, look, it's Take a Look. This is my show. I love movies, and if you love movies or streaming shows, whether it's on screens this big, or this big, it's Take a Look. Recently went behind the scenes, sat down with Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix to talk about Joker 2. I love the movie, and oh, I just heard you shout you hate the movie. Jump in, we talk about it on this show. Other shows, Bartell's Backroads, go up and down the state of California, tank of gas getaways, one fuel cell getaway, like places like the Toy Museum. This is what kids did before they had screens. Over here, the Moaning Caverns of Calaveras County, one of the most coveted caves in all of California. You know, watching this show, I discovered there's a cave that could fit the entire Statue of Liberty in your own backyard. You'll find about that and more with Bartell's Backroads. Down below that, To the Point. It is one of my favorite newscasts because they talk about news with Alex Bell the way you talk about news. It's conversational, but in-depth at the same time. Below that, Your California Life. Love this show. Whether it's entertainment, food, beverage, lifestyle, it's there. Desiree Shepherd hosts and does an amazing job. So there you have it. It's ABC 10 Plus, the app. What do you need? We heard you and we got it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for streaming.
Getting this education, getting my master's, put me at a level that, of course, more respect from the community, but also to look at myself with that level of respect and to say, I deserve to be in the room. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu.
Incoming dishes! Dawn Power Wash flies through 99% of grease in half the time. The better grease getter.
Congestion? Ow. Fever? Ow. Cough?
Ow. Smash 9 cold and flu symptoms with one dose of Mucinex Fast Max. It's comeback season.
Hey, 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 hey. Biggest bomb, hey, the biggest bomb. B.A.M., yeah, you know the building. I'ma keep on eating till I look like Cletus. Them cheaters catching shells. I ain't talking about Adidas. Fuck me get reefer. I don't give a coke, don't give a fuck neither. That my peoples get left in the bleachers. Wipe your nose just like a cleaner. Even if you stepped on a sneaker, you getting beat up. That's up we was. You don't wanna see no reruns. On the block till the police come. Cheat up from the feed up. One got caught more than 3 guns. And I'm from the rock, but I make it hot, yeah. Head wet or pop up. Rock like a time pop. My city a lot, bro. I'm a monster. Rock City, and I'ma keep on eating till I look like Edith. You some cheaters, catching shells. I ain't talking about these. Make it reefer. Coke, don't give a fuck neither. That my peoples get left in the bleachers. Hit like Alcatena. Shot one to defeat it. Selling dope like it's legal. Even though that it's illegal. On the streets with the bullies like Seagull. Feel like they don't need you. They don't even wanna feed you. They less than my equal. Cause I slide in the regal. And I jump, chop you up and they eat you. I got the dough, not the Frito. Eat these chicks like a Cheeto. Me, bro. Shooting my shot like a free throw. I need me a shoot. And I'ma keep on till I look like Cletus. Young cheaters catching shells. I ain't talking about Adidas. Fuck me get reefer. I don't fuck coke, don't give a fuck neither. That my peoples get left in the bleachers. Turned up like a speaker. I'll hit from the back and go deeper. Ride the boat like a leader. Turn up to a screamer. Hold up, she a creamer. Time to switch it up, lick it up. I'ma live it up. Get hate and just give it up. You wanna be me, but ain't big enough. Too much cap in your rap, it ain't real enough. Get with me, cause I'm killing you. You wanna hug, you ain't get enough. Real love, I ain't feeling you. But let's go drilling you. Poppin' like a pillow song. Real pillow song. Eating till I look like Cletus. Them cheaters catching shells. I ain't talking about Adidas. People make it reefer. I don't smoke, don't give a fuck neither. That my peoples get left in the bleachers. But I killin' and dreamin'. Out here steady scheming. Get back, get your beanie, kill it. Perfect season. Cause like fettuccine, weekday to the weekend. Every day be tweaking. Tweak, hold on. Toes up, pull up, bleeding. Bullets go put it thicker than defense. Chopper, cut up the weaklings. Silver tap, you get even. Enemies give me reason to be the less breathing. I ain't got none. They probably all under the cement. No, my people.
The Silverado ZR2, Multimatic DSSV dampers.
Hey, turn up. Hey, turn up. Hey, I get the gas. I put the rock on the map. I ain't talking about crack. I put the city up on my back. Most of these niggas out here be wet. Most of these niggas out here be cat. Click clap, put your braids on the dash. 100 round jump, make your ass to the dash. Most of these niggas be going out bad. A nigga like me, I ain't going outside. I get the gas. I put the rock in the map. I ain't talking about crack. I put the city up on my back. Most of these niggas out here be wet. Most of these niggas out here be cap. I'm finna rap, but I call it a rap. When nigga try me get shot in his back, I get shot in his face. Hell nah, I ain't coming to play. I'ma get money today, I'ma get plenty today. Yeah. But nigga, for what you say, for nigga get on my way. Yeah. I need $1 million in advance. Ain't here to beat in the dance. I'ma go make me some cash before I last I'ma make me a bag. I don't know, but need a fan. Need to go out, not a fan. Smoking a bunch of the fish that made me a plan. I get the gas. I put the rock on the map. Now I ain't talking about crack. I put the city up on my back. Most of these niggas out here be wet. Most of these niggas out here be cap. This is my baby, shit get crazy if you try to play me. Just say you broke boy, stop trying to finesse me out of hate. Been out here chasing paper, I ain't had no patience lately. Get off your bottom and go get the guala, and boy, stop being lazy. With the piece to Dub and Tracy, with the piece to Clips and Pop. I'm getting money, I'm straight up the top. I'm getting money, I'm stuck on my quad. I'm getting money, I'm straight up the rock. Fuck the cops, fuck 12. Fuck it, man, I don't give a damn.
I get that gas, I put the rock on the map. Now I ain't talking about crack. I put the city up on my back. Most of these niggas out here be wet. Most of these niggas out here be cap.
Nigga said it was endo. Smell like outdoor. I'ma get my nigga down. Nigga talking about my shit, man. What you say? But nigga get my mic down. Hey, ass nigga. Go get some fix.
I'ma go make some cash in the bag.
Yeah, I need me a million. Cash.
I get the gas, I put the rock on the map. Now I ain't talking about crack. The city up on my back. Most of these niggas out here be wet. Most of these niggas out here be cap.
Go.
Wow! Wavy perforations tear so much better. Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear.
Hi, this is Patayo, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that first bite. I really like the marinated chicken breast, the multi-grain brioche bun, and that creamy cilantro lime sauce. It all works beautifully together. It's just deliciousness.
Real guests paid for their testimonial.
New Lip ID. Splash on, wet shine.
Instant vitamin lip color. Hydrating wet shine.
16 high pigment shades.
Wetter is better.
NYX Professional Makeup.
you take your vitamin today?
That's my job.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
Hey neighbor, you switched to T-Mobile home internet yet?
Trim your hedge.
It's $35 a month with no price hikes.
T-Mobile 5G home internet, just $35 a month. And with Price Lock, we won't raise your rate on internet.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and the YouTube Music app all together. Try 1 month free.
YouTube Music Premium. It has a toggle thingy.
Shots up your snot with it. It's a headshot, you a drop with it. Whipping a dope, better lock with it. 30 to life, get a cop with it. You don't want problems, you not with it. You gotta get shoot a op with it. You waving that shit, hit a cop with it. Scheme a shot, I shoot a shot with it. I want the block on that hot shit. Make it lean with it, rock with it. Cause got a Glocky, a pop with it. I want the guap and the thought with it. Fat ass and the top with it. Then that bitch give me some mop with it. Money dance on the clock with it. I'm on the mic, I won't stop with it. Watch how I switch it. Niggas be acting like bitches. Niggas stop hating, you tripping. Cause kids are thinking you bridges. Don't hurt nobody. You know that nigga be scared. If you scared, go to church. You know I keep my herb. I don't need none of dirt. Nigga fuck with me, be dead. Nigga take two to your head. It ain't matter, so yeah. Nigga just lay right there. Nigga won't play around here. Nigga gon' spray around here. Let him know. Nigga won't play around here. Nigga gon' spray around here. I want the block on that hot shit. Make it lean with it, rock with it. Cause got a Glocky, a pop with it. I want the guap and the thought with it. Fat ass and the top with it. Let that bitch give me some mop with it. Money dance on the clock with it. I'm on the mic, I won't stop with it. Watch it get hot with it. Smooth nigga, but a scotch with it. Pippin' the ear, call me Scott with it. On the mic, smoking pops with it. Weed furry like a fox hit it. On the pivot like a box with it. Won't fight when I ops with it. That's a fake click and a props with it. Back on the block with it. Niggas gon' flop with it. Gunshots, niggas flock with it. That's the perfect way to end the plot with it. Back on the block with it. Niggas gon' flop with it. Gunshots, niggas flock with it. That's the perfect way to end the plot with it. I want the block on that hot shit. Make it lean with it, rock with it. Cause got a Glocky, a pop with it. I want the guap and the thought with it. Fat ass and the top with it. Then that bitch give me some mop with it. Money dance on the clock with it. I'm on the mic, I won't stop with it. I don't hear the bass, but I still kick some on the beat. Yeah, you know who it is, me. You don't forget the beat when I hop up on the street. Yeah, you know some good weed. Nigga better mess with me. You get put to sleep. Yeah, you know how I be. Ain't got a toe. Hey, yeah, you know how I be when I walk. Hey, but I'm in the wheel. Hey, you heard when I deal. Hey, check the drill. Hey, and you know how it is. It's be a young. Yeah, let's get it. Oh, I ain't smoking no midget. I put that dope in the switch. You know I put dope in the raw. It don't matter at all. Every time I roll it up, bitch, I'm saying it all. But I have my money, motherfucker. If you said you a boss, I turned the booth to my house. She look good in that blouse. I hit it right now. Made that a tap out. It's going down in my town. Yeah, it's lit like a pound. We can go off around. However you wanna do it, child. I don't hear the bass, but I still kick some on the beat. Yeah, you know who it is, me. You don't forget the beat when I hop up on the street. Yeah, you know some good weed. Nigga better mess with me. You ain't get put to sleep. Yeah, you know how I be. Ain't got a toe. Hey, yeah, you know how I be when I walk. Hey, but I'm in the wheel. Hey, you heard when I deal. Hey, check the drill. Hey, and you know how it is. It's be a young. Yeah, let's get it. Hey. Bitches say I'm crazy, but I go retarded when I'm in the sheets. I put that as the BD, like I'm Holiday. Hope you proud of me. My shit in the streets, bitch, I'm off the leash. Bitch, I'm about to eat. Rock City, I like beef. Cook your well done, bon appetit. Leave your soul, rest in peace. Five, better lose your sleeves. Make it run from the west to the east. Be dead on P Street. Get your wet, get your win piece. Bitch, I feel like Big Man.
Dawn Platinum removes 99% of grease. It's the GOAT. And that's coming from a duck. The better grease getter.
The things you're into are always changing, but what you pay for internet shouldn't. Switch to Verizon Home Internet today and get a 5-year price guarantee on any internet plan. Plans start at just $35 a month with no unexpected price hikes or hidden fees. Only on Verizon.
I'm stacking my guap, I'm straight to the top, these niggas gon' flop. Nigga just watch, I'm never gon' stop. Smoking no pop, I'm straight from the block, I'm straight from the rock, giving up for the cop. Cause I keep on my Glock, and I know it's gon' pop. Yeah, pulling up to the block. You little nigga shot, that's what I get, try to pop. Let them feel something hot. Nah. If you want it, you can get it. You can get small like some midget. Fuck that little gun, cause extended. Sell your presence, sell your wishes. ROC, that's how I'm fitted. I'm out the city tripping. I'm trying to make a million. I ain't tricking for these hoes. Fuck, bitch, I'm trying to get the dough. Right, I'm stacking my guap, you already know. Millies, I made this beat so I'ma flow. I got a freestyle on the low. Yeah, bitch, I gotta keep that dough. I'm stacking my guap, I'm straight to the top. These niggas gon' flop. Nigga just watch, I'm never gon' stop. Smoking no pot, I'm straight from the block, I'm straight from the rock, giving up for the cop. Yeah, cause I'm keeping my Glock, and I know it's gon' pop. Yeah, pulling up to your block. You a little nigga shot, that's what I get, try to pop. Let them feel something hot. Nah. If you want it, you can get it. You can get small like some midget. Fuck that little gun, cause extended. Sell your presence, sell your wishes. I'm pulling up in the whip, nigga, turn it. Can't see my little nigga when he start spitting. But if just on the money mission. Money, nigga, let's get it. Right, nigga, let's get this fucking chicken. Smoking on dope that look like spinach. And I'm icy like these bitches. Cold as the fucking winter. Straight to the top, these niggas gon' flop. Nigga just watch, I'm never gon' stop. Smoking no pop, I'm straight from the block, I'm straight from the rock, giving up for the cop. Cause I keep on my Glock, and I know it's gon' pop. Yeah, pulling up to your block. You a little nigga shot, that's what I get, try to pop. Let them feel something hot. Nah. If you want it, you can get it. You can get small like some midget. Fuck that little gun, cause extended. Sell your presence, sell your wishes. Hold on, bitches be fucking for clout. Yeah, bitches be fucking for clout. Bitches be fucking for clout. Yeah, niggas know a freestyle. Everywhere that I'm on, everywhere that I'm on. What you wanna do? Freestyling on the track, cause I'm about to shoot. That nigga do it. Leave yours loose. You the one follow them move.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and the YouTube Music app all together. Uninterrupted videos and an app made just for music. YouTube Premium. One subscription, 2 apps. Try 1 month free.
$0 Grubhub delivery fees with Prime. Eligible orders only. Terms and additional fees apply.
Hey, can you get my undertale?
You put deodorant down there?
It's not just deodorant. It's Native Whole Body Deodorant. Native's clean, simple, effective whole body deodorant is gentle enough to use all over and fights odor for 72 hours. For your pits, privates, boobs, thighs, and feet.
Will it work on a Tina and Tanya?
It works.
My flower emoji?
Flowers, melons, even eggplants. A whole body deodorant that actually works isn't a myth. It's Native.
Shaking ass and I ain't even dripping cash. She with a Birkin bag, she with a fuck in the bag. I put a crook in the bag. Bitches return to the mat. Bitches return to the mat. Bitches return to the mat. Bow. Bitches shaking ass and I ain't even dripping cash. She with a Birkin bag, she with a fuck in the bag. I put a crook in the bag. Bitches return to the mat. Bitches return to the mat. Bitches return to the mat. Hit it for the bags. On the third time, hurt that. Bitch, I murked that. Dirt that. Put your brains with your earth that. Baby brought me the worst pack. I don't deserve that. My niggas earn stacks. I want the M's, niggas be a you. I wanna run in the biz, blow me a split. Nigga, you know that it's lit. Nigga, you know what it is. If I turn up with your friends, nigga, let's do it again. Hop in the whip and let's spin.
Bitch shaking ass and I ain't even dripping cash. She with a Birkin bag. She with a fuck in the bag. Bust it. Put a crook in the bag. Bitches return to the mat.
Shaking ass and I ain't even dripping cash.
She with a Birkin bag.
She with a fuck in the bag.
I put a crook in the bag.
Bitches return to the mat.
Bitches return to the mat.
Bitches return to the mat. Shake that ass, little Janice. Just going through your dance. Come and pull up your pants. Shake that ass slow. Drop that ass low. Drop that ass some more. Yeah, hit the floor. Now pick that ass up.
Throw the right bitch man.
Pull the right bitch nigga back up. Pull the buckets on the back up. Pull your pants up. Bitch, get your bag up.
Shaking ass and I ain't even dripping cash. She with a Birkin bag. She with a fuck in the bag. I put a crook in the bag. Bitches return to the mat. Bitches return to the mat. Bitches return to the mat.
Shaking ass and I ain't even dripping cash. She with a Birkin bag. She with a fuck in the bag. I put a crook in the bag. Bitches return to the mat. Bitches return to the mat. Bitches return to the mat.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and YouTube Music Premium. Try 1 month free.
Niggas wanna be pimps, pimps, and prostitutes. Niggas tryna live like the pimps and the hoes do. Puzzle beat a nigga up for the block like the old school. Got another cause tryna spit fucking Pro Tools. Talking guns, got another one to show you. Niggas in the city, ranches, niggas savage. Niggas get money, on the way out of magic. Watch out for the crackers, bitch. Tryna live immaculate, rock BBs and carrots, bitch. Keep that little ass dancing, twerk. Play for base and mansions, bitch. Get up off your ass, bitch. I'm just tryna smoke a strip. I ain't tryna bag a brick. I ain't tryna be average, bitch. I'm just tryna get rich. Flood up my wrist. Made them pussy cat see water, yeah. And I'm tryna hit 3 nicks. Already hit 2. For 330, I take 30 trips. Niggas, they took it to G shit. What?
Niggas won't run no precinct.
Niggas tryna live like the prince and the old dude. Cousin beat a nigga up for they block like the old school. Cousin got another gun tryna spit fucking Pro Tools. Spit it, talking guns, got another one to show you. This city get dirty, niggas be muddy. For the police, niggas hungry. Fuck up niggas out hustling. It ain't enough. fall off, I'm pain and suffering. Fuck it, they playing it. Niggas became, they ain't living it. Goddamn, another such a blame. Here we go again, we need them dividends. Fuck getting the minimum, this the millennium. I'm trying to skirt off the dealership. This ain't no happiness to really win. Niggas will have nigga win and win. From the rock, nigga, I'm making it hot. Niggas ain't hot on the block. Nigga, no stunt. Nigga, we ain't getting no bugs. Fuck this system, niggas fuck. Niggas trying to live like the prince in the old school. Cause it beat a nigga up for they blood like the old school. Cause I got another just trying to skip up the pro tools. And guns got another one to show you. Get money, nigga, subscribe, dope with the trigger. You don't need your pistols, nigga. Get your head shit. Cause I'll smoke a pistol. Once I get your face out. Niggas keep it sticks like they making instruments. Fuck a instrumental. I flow acapella. Bitch, I'm from the rock. I ain't talking about Rockefeller City. Cause I'll keep a middle. Rock the whole ghetto. Get these niggas know, nigga, we ain't about to settle. Niggas tryna live like the prince in the old dude. Cause it beat a nigga up for they blood like the old school. Got another just tryna skip up the pro tools. And guns got another one to show you.
Only in the town with NFT. Turn up. Turn up. Hop in the beat to get money. Just end the discussion. You know that I'm coming. Yeah, boys running. Racing to the paper. Gotta make me some. Every day I wake up and it's looking sunny. I always blaze up, yeah, I'm getting blunted. I gotta make some, yeah, a month. I tell her shake something, she really want it. I'm always waking up and that running. Yeah, I'm always chasing money, so I'm getting funky. I said this real talk and I ain't tryna be funny. Nah, hit it once then dub it, Nah, I ain't tryna cuff it, I'm just tryna stick it up, then they rub it, So good that I love it, and I treat it like nothing. And I got everything on my own, so why it's from? Out in Mississippi, flooded. They say that it's contaminated or something. I bet somebody went in there with they trunk it. We coming to get our check, just tell them cut it. Cut it. Hop in the beat to get money. Just end the discussion. You know that I'm coming. Boys running. Racing to the paper. Yeah. You know that I'm coming. Racing to the paper. I'ma get my money. I ain't worried about a hater. Nah, boy. You a faker. I'm tryna choke slam me a bitch like Undertaker. Take a stand tall up in her like a skyscraper. I ain't worried, I see him later. I can't work for free, so pay us. I'm from the rock, boy, ain't no perpetrator. Everything I do, somebody impersonated. Rock City. I got paid just off a picture, check the page. I gotta own more than one business, I ain't basic. I'm too creative. Hop in the beat to get money. Been a discussion. You know that I'm coming. I'm always running. Racing to the paper. Yeah, I'm always chasing money. I said this real talk and I ain't tryna be funny. So ain't nothing funny. Dub it. Nah. Rip it. Smack it.
With the YouTube Music app, you can start a radio station with up to 30 artists and be your own DJ. Try 1 month free.
background play on the YouTube Music app, you can play official tracks and live recordings in the background while you clean up all that mess in the foreground. Get YouTube Music Premium. Try 1 month free.
Only nigga in the town with enough. Turn up. Turn up. Hop in the beat to get money. Nigga just ended the discussion. My nigga, you know that I'm coming. I'm always running. Racing to the paper. Nigga, fuck it. Gotta make me some. Every day I wake up and it's looking sunny. I always blaze up, yeah, I'm getting blunted. I gotta make some, yeah, nigga, monthly. I tell her shake something, she really want it. I'm always waking up and that pussy running. Yeah, I'm always chasing money, so I'm getting funky. I said this real talk, and I ain't tryna be funny. No, hit it once then dub it, Nah, I ain't tryna cuff it, I'm just tryna fuck it, Smack in her ass and then rub it, So good that I love it, and I treat it like nothing. And I got it to think of also where I'm from. Out of Mississippi, shit flooded. They said that it's contaminated or something. I bet somebody went in there with it and drunk it. We coming to get, I check, just tell them cut it. Cut it. Hop in the beat to get money. Nigga just ended the discussion. My nigga, you know that I'm coming. Always running. Racing to the paper. Nigga, fuck it. Yeah, my nigga, you know that I'm coming. Racing to the paper. I'ma get my money, I ain't worried about a hater. Hell nah, boy, get the fuck up my face when you a faker. I'm tryna choke slam me a bitch like Undertaker. Take a stand tall up in her like a skyscraper. Fuck these hoes, I ain't worried, I see them later. And fuck these crackers too, I can't work for free, so pay us. Fuck, I'm for the rock, boy, ain't no perpetrator. Everything I do, somebody impersonated. I got paid just off a picture, check the pay. I gotta own more than one business, I ain't basic. I'm too creative. Hop in the beat to get money. Nigga just ended the discussion. My nigga, you know that I'm coming. I'm always running. Racing to the paper. Nigga, fuck it. Retard. Yeah, I'm always chasing money. I said this real talk and I ain't tryna be funny, so ain't nothing funny. Dub it. Nah. Bitch. Smack.
Live from New York.
It's the best sketch that's ever been made.
I gotta have more cowbell.
Writing's hard.
My first audition, I threw up. Yeah, I got fired. We gonna talk about it.
I know cause I'm gon' step, put a hole in your neck. If you fuck with the best, wipe your nose like a check. I don't care what you rap, I ain't playing no good games. I don't care what you bust, bang, I be ready with steppers. 45 band, forget back up. Cause I'm gun on the heckler. We ain't come here for a lecture. Yeah, I'm trying for collections. What is that cannibal lecter? Bullets and crackers for breakfast. Niggas applying the pressure. Like cannibal called it. Till you till the party. My niggas run up the Spartans. I'ma get money regardless. Chillin' on the island. Smoking on purple, I'm wildin'. Not even worried about styling. Is that I'm on the signing? Niggas better step. Niggas better step, all about a check, kill for my respect, nothing but a threat, always on deck, I ain't playing no good game, I don't care what you put, bang, I don't care what you put, step the best, man, they know the rest, man, step for second, me nigga, your nigga get smacked fast, put a boom in your chest, I'ma make a meal next, man, we can make it the best, man, I be more than with steppers, niggas will slide on the chest, bury your ass at the dressing, step, niggas gon' step in your dirt, I don't wanna leave them hurt, Tell a little baby to twerk. Put a little baby to work. So we can smoke some more herb. Niggas better step. When they don't still cook the food to the damn step. Niggas better step. Niggas better step. From the east to the west. Cause we'll keep them attacked. That'll leave a bitch wet. Who would die for they set? Leave them run with they step. Leave them running they checks. Bring them down like a pass. Bitch for the specs. Nigga, I ain't impressed. Under the third when the bank and nothing blessed. That's impressive. Niggas be spitting their life and they want aggression. Fuck a little necklace. We need progression. Packing and making a mess of the 70 niggas got book with me, but you want that these niggas be ready to think of a person. And I'm with the tech, take my lesson, I flip it, I rip it, I live it. Once these niggas be snitching, once these niggas be bitches. Clear to the cop, nigga need more than dinner. Niggas better stop, niggas better stop, niggas better stop, niggas better stop.
Hey, Mom, sorry for the late message. We were working on a Black Hawk all afternoon. It was awesome. Oh, you called it. I'm going surfing on Sunday. I can't wait. I'll tell you all about it later. I love you.
Learn how you can be all you can be at GoArmy.com.
I'ma keep on eating till I look like Cletus. You niggas some cheaters, catching shells. I ain't talking about Adidas, fuck with me, get reefer. I don't fuck with coke, don't give a fuck neither. Shit fucked up, my peoples get left in the bleachers. Wipe your nose just like a cleaner, even if you stepped on a sneaker. Nigga, you getting beat up, that's fucked up, nigga, we was. You don't wanna see no reruns, on the block till the police come. Cheat up from the feeder, nigga, I got caught more than 3 guns. And I'm from the rock, but I make it hot, yeah. Where did I pop up? Niggas up like a time pump. My city a lot, but bitch, I'm a monster. And I'ma keep on eating till I look like Cletus. You niggas some cheaters, catching shells. I ain't talking about these fucking nigga reefer. I don't fuck with coke, don't give a fuck neither. Shit fucked up, my peoples get left in the bleachers. Hit like a container. Bitch, I wanted to feed it. Selling dope like it's legal, even though that it's illegal. On the streets with the bullies like Seagull. Niggas act like they don't need you, they don't even wanna feed you. For these trackers, they less than my equal. Niggas are sliding the regal, 100 jump, chop you up and they eat you. I got the dough, not the Frito. Eat these chicks like a Cheeto. Niggas ain't fucking with me, bro. Shooting my shot like a free throw. I need me a bitch to come deep though. And I'ma keep on till I look like Cletus. You niggas some cheaters, catching shells. I ain't talking about Adidas, fuck with me, get reefer. I don't fuck with coke, don't give a fuck neither. Shit fucked up, my peoples get left in the bleachers. Turned up like a speaker, I'll hit from the back and go deeper. Ride the boat like a Leah, turn a bitch into a screamer. Hold up, she a creamer, time to switch it up, bitch, lick it up, I'ma live it up. Fuck nigga hating, just give it up. You wanna be me, but ain't big enough. Too much cap in your rap, it ain't real enough. Fucking with me, cause I'm killing ya. You wanna hug, you ain't get enough. Fuck all that love, I ain't feeling ya. Bullets go drilling ya. Pop a nigga like a pill or some. Fuck a bitch, pay a bill or some. Bitch, I'm eating till I look like Cletus. You niggas some cheaters, catching shells. I ain't talking about Adidas. Fuck with me, get reefer. I don't fuck with coke, don't give a fuck neither. Shit fucked up, my peoples get left in the bleachers. Fuck all that killing and dreaming. Niggas out here steady scheming. Click clack, get your beanie. Kill a nigga for no reason. Shit is the perfect season. Niggas collect for the Chini. Weekday to the weekend. Everyday niggas be tweaking. Hold on. Cause I pull up niggas pleading. Bullets will put it through thicker than defense. Chopper cut up the weaklings. Fuck it, tip for tap, bitch, you get even. Enemies give me reason. They be the last motherfucking breathing. I ain't got none. They probably all under the cement. No. Shit fucked up my people.
For soothing relief from sore noses and sneezes, trust Puffs Plus Lotion this cold and flu season. America's #1 lotion tissue.
Welcome to Bosch.
biggest bomb. B.A.M. yeah, you know the building. I'ma keep on eating till I look like Cletus. Them cheaters catching shells. I ain't talking about Adidas. Fuck with me, get reefer. I don't give a coke, don't give a fuck neither. That my peoples get left in the bleachers. Wipe your nose just like a cleaner. Even if you stepped on a sneaker, you getting beat up. That's up we was. You don't wanna see no reruns. On the block till the police come. Cheat up from the feet up. One got caught more than 3 guns. And I'm from the rock, but I make it hot, yeah. Hey, where did I pop up? Up like a time pop. My city a lot, but I'm a monster. Rock City, and I'ma keep on eating till I look like eaters. You from cheaters, get the shells. I ain't talking about these. Make it reefer. Coke, don't give a fuck neither. That my peoples get left in the bleachers. Hit like Altadena. Shot one to defeat it. Selling dope like it's legal, even though that it's illegal. On the streets with the bullies like Seagull. Feel like they don't need you. They don't even wanna feed you. They less than my equal. Cause I started in a Regal. 100 run jump, chop you up and they eat you. I got the dough, not the Frito. Eat these chips like a Cheeto. Me, bro, shooting my shot like a free throw. I need me a shoe. And I'ma keep on till I look like Cletus. Young cheaters catching shells. I ain't talking about Adidas. Fuck me, get reefer. I don't f coke, don't give a f neither. That my peoples get left in the bleachers. Turned up like a speaker. I'll hit from the back and go deeper. Ride the boat like a leader. Turn up to a screamer. Hold up, she a creamer. Time to switch it up. Lick it up, I'ma live it up. Get hate and just give it up. You wanna be me, but ain't big enough. Too much cap in your rap, it ain't real enough. Get with me, cause I'm killing you. You wanna hug, you ain't get enough. Real love, I ain't feeling you. But let's go drilling you. Poppin' like a pillar song. A pillar song. Eating till I look like Cletus. Them cheaters catching shells. I ain't talking about Adidas. People make it reefer. Smoke, don't give a neither. That my peoples get left in the bleachers. But I killin' and dreaming. Out here steady scheming. Click clack, get your beanie, killer. Perfect season. Cause like for the Chini, weekday to the weekend. Every day be tweaking. Tweak, hold on. Close up a lot, bleeding. Bullets go put it thicker than defense. Chopper cut up the weaklings. Seven tap, you get even. Enemies give me reason to be the less breathing. I ain't got none. They probably all under the cement. No, my people.
Without the ones like you working tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. No matter your industry, Grainger's here for you with professional-grade supplies. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I put the rock on the map. I ain't talking about crack. I put the city up on my back. Most of these niggas out here be wet. Most of these niggas out here be cat. Click clack, put your braids on the dash. 100 roll jump, make your way to the dash. Most of these niggas be going out bad. A nigga like me, I ain't going outside. I get the gas. I put the rock on the map. I ain't talking about crack. I put the city up on my back. Most of these niggas out here be wet. Most of these niggas out here be cap. I'm finna rap by the color of the rap. For nigga try me get shot in his back. I get shot in his face. Hell nah, I ain't coming to play. I'ma get money today. I'ma get plenty today. Yeah. But nigga, for what you say. Fuck nigga, get on my way. Yeah. I need a million in advance. Ain't here to beat in and dance. I'ma go make me some cash before I last. I'ma make me a bag. I don't know, bring little fan. Need the guap, little fan. Smoking a bunch of the fish that made me a plan of shit. I get that creep, I get that gas. I put the rock on the map. Now I ain't talking about crack. I put the city up on my back. Most of these niggas out here be wet. Most of these niggas out here be cap. This is my baby, shit get crazy if you try to play me. Just say you broke boy, stop trying to finesse me out of hate. I've been out here chasing
paper, I ain't had no patience lately. Get off your bottom and go get the guala and boy, stop being lazy. With the piece to Dub and Tracy, with the piece to Clips and Pop. I'm getting money, I'm straight up the top. I'm getting money, I'm stuck on my crop. I'm getting money, I'm straight up the rock. Fuck the cops. Fuck 12. Fuck it, man. I don't give a damn.
I get that grip, I get that gas. I put that rock on the map. Now I ain't talking about crack. I put the city up on my back. Most of these niggas out here be what? Most of these niggas out here be cap.
Down. Nigga said it was endo. Smell like outdoor. I'ma give a nigga there. Nigga talking about my shit, man. What you say? But nigga, get your down. Hating ass nigga. Go get some fix.
I'ma go make some cash in the bag.
Yeah, yo. I need me a million. Cash.
I get that grip, I get that gas. I put that rock on the map. Now I ain't talking about crack. The city up on my back. Most of these niggas out here be what? Most of these niggas out here be cap.
Aliens. Doritos.
Cold and flu season's here. You got questions, I've got answers. So let's get into it. First question here. What are the benefits of a nighttime cold and flu medicine versus daytime? It's a good question. So certain cold and flu symptoms take different shifts throughout the day. For example, symptoms like cough and fever typically worsen at night and can keep you from getting a restful night's sleep, which is a key part of recovering and feeling better. A maximum strength nighttime cold and flu medicine, like Mucinex Night Shift, is specially formulated to tackle your worst nighttime symptoms so you can wake up feeling ready to go.
At Harbor Freight, we do business differently from the other guys. We design and test our own tools and sell them directly to you. No middleman, just quality tools you can trust at prices you'll love.
Rochester, New York, Rochester. On the rock, you can get shot. Out on the block, stacking the guap, smoking on pot. It's stuff for the cops. It's just how we rock. Shot, red dot, get the clock. 'Cause I'm making it hot, and it's over the top. Straight to your spot, I ain't gon' pop. But I let it be drop, niggas turning to pop. I've been checking my stocks, I ain't making a lot, nah. But my clientele shop, so the money don't stop, nah. You know I came to ball, no, I don't wanna shop in the mall. Most of these niggas be frauds. I've been working like I got a job. Out on the rock, you can get shot, out on the block, still stacking the guap, smoking on pot, it's stuff for the cops, that's just how we rock, headshot, went to the dock, got killed by the cops, yo, what's his name, didn't approve, if you forgot, good with the Glock, and I won't jump with your ass on the cop, you don't want pounds the nigga to stop, acting like you do, bitch, I'm with the mob, I'm with the money, yeah, I do a job, niggas fuck with me, get hit with the rod, I'll go get the mop, go get the mop,
What you want me to do with these niggas, man?
out on the rock, you can get shot, out on the block, stacking the guap, smoking on pot, it's stuff for the cops, it's red dot, headshot, rest in peace, Todd, switch it up, y'all, you know I get fly, I be spitting that fire, no I'm not done, no, bitches better run, all of that hate, look what it begun, got me screaming out, bitch, I'm the one, 2, 3, bitches ain't fucking with me, keeping it OG, ain't smoking on that, I'm smoking on these, and this is just therapy for me, I think these niggas be scared of me, when I hop up on the beat, on the rock, you can get shot, on the block, stuck in the guap, smoking the pot, it's stuff for the cops, red dot, headshot,
Rock City, 5 and 5.
we stay live,
Chill.
Rock City, hot boy, man in the building. You know who make the beats, you know who tryna make a million. Freestyle off the top, you know it's about to be a killing. Better run, yeah, we get in the motherfucking box, yeah, I curse a little bit and I smoke on bar, now I don't give a what, don't give a murder, I don't give a murder.
Is your current immune support supplement giving you enough? Airborne's new and improved formula helps fill the holes your immune system may have with 7 key ingredients, including vitamin C, more zinc, and now vitamin D. It's our most complete immune support formula yet.
Aliens. Doritos.
You can find the song Padam Padam on any music app. But on the YouTube Music app, you'll find this rare Padam Padam Punk remix, or the disco remix, or the Vogue remix, or the house remix too. That's a good one. Get YouTube Music Premium. Try 1 month free. The YouTube Music app can sense what you like from the moment you open the app. Try 1 month free.
Snap with it. It's a headshot, you a drop with it. Whipping the dope, but a lock with it. 30 to life, get a cop with it. You don't want problems, you not with it. You gotta get shoot a op with it. You waving that shit, hit a cop with it. Scheme a shot, I shoot a shot with it. I'm on the block on that hot shit. Make it lean with it, rock with it. Cuz got a Glocky, a pop with it. I want the guap and the thought with it. Fat ass and a top with it. Then that bitch give me some mop with it. Money dance on the clock with it. I'm on the mic, I won't stop with it. Watch how I switch it. Niggas be acting like bitches. Niggas stop hating, you tripping. Cuz keep the thinking you bridges. Don't hurt nobody. You know that nigga be scared. If you scared, go to church. You know I keep my word. shit. Nigga lean with it, rock with it. Cuz got a Glocky and pop with it. I want the guap and the thought with it. Fat ass on the top with it. Let that bitch give me some mop with it. Money dance on the clock with it. I'm on the mic, I won't stop with it.
Keep your teams aligned on the latest plans. Try Asana, a smarter way to work.
I don't hear the bass, but I still kick some on the beat. Yeah, you know who it is, me, you don't forget the beat. When I hop up on the street, yeah, you know some good weed. Nigga better mess with me, he ain't get put to sleep. Yeah, you know how I be, ain't got a toe. Hey, yeah, you know how I be when I walk. Hey, but I'm in the wheel. Hey, you ain't when I deal. Hey, check the drill. Hey, you know how it is, it's B.A.M., yeah, let's get it, let's get it. No, I ain't smoking no midget, I put that dope in the switch, and no, I put dope in the raw. It don't matter at all. Every time I roll it up, bitch, I'm saying it all. Better have my money, motherfucker, if you said you a boss. I turned the booth to my house. She look good in that blouse. I hit it right now. Made that a tap out. It's going down in my town. Yeah, it's lit like a pound. We can go rough around. However you want to do it, child. I don't hear the bass, but I still kick some on the beat. Yeah, you know who it is, me, you don't forget the beat. When I hop up on the street, yeah, you know some good weed. Nigga better mess with me, he ain't get put to sleep. Yeah, you know how I be, ain't got a toe. Hey, yeah, you know how I be when I walk. Hey, but I'm in the wheel. Hey, you ain't when I deal. Hey, check the drill. Hey, you know how it is, it's B.A.M., yeah, let's get it, let's get it. Hey. Bitches say I'm crazy, but I go retarded when I'm in the sheets. I'll put that as the BD, like I'm Holiday. Hope you proud of me. I shit in the streets, bitch, I'm off the leash. Bitch, I'm about to eat. Rock City, I like beef. Cook your well done, bon appetit. Leave your soul, rest in peace. Five, better lose your cleats. Make it run from the west to the east. Be dead on Peachtree. Get your wet, get your win peach. Bitch, I feel like Big Meech. I don't hear the bass, but I still kick some on the beat. Yeah, you know who it is, me, you don't forget the beat. When I hop up on the street, yeah, you know some good weed. Nigga better mess with me, he ain't get put to sleep. Yeah, you know how I be, ain't got a toe. Hey, yeah, you know how I be when I walk. Hey, but I'm in the wheel. Hey, you ain't when I deal. Hey, check the drill. Hey, you know how it is, it's B.A.M., yeah, let's get it, let's get it. Hey, hey.
Sometimes you just need a moment. Self-care has never been this easy. Gummy vitamins from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
Swiffer Power Mop has hundreds of strips, scrub away sticky messes, even from grout lines.
I'm stacking my guap, I'm straight to the top, these niggas gon' flop. This nigga just watch, I'm never gon' stop. Smoking no pot, I'm straight from the block, I'm straight from the rock, giving up for the cop. Cause I keep on my Glock, and I know it's gon' pop. Yeah, pulling up to the block. You a little nigga shot, that's what I get, try to pop. Let him feel so hot. Nah. If you want it, you can get it. You can get small like some midget. Fuck that little gun, cause extended. Sell your prayers and sell your wishes. ROC, that's how I'm feeling. I'm out the city tripping. I'm trying to make a million. I ain't tricking. Fuck these hoes. you already know. Millies, I made this beat so I'ma flow. You hit, I got a freestyle on the low. Yeah, bitch, I gotta keep that dough. I'm sticking my guap, I'm straight to the top. These niggas gon' flop. Nigga, just watch, I'm never gonna stop. Smoking no pot, I'm straight from the block, I'm straight from the rock, man, I'm for the car. Yeah, cause I'll keep 'em a clock. And I know it's gon' pop. Yeah, yeah. Pulling up to your block. You a little nigga shot. That's what it get, try to plot. Let 'em feel something hot. Nah, 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 nah. If you want it, you can get it. You can get small like some midget. Fuck that little gun, cause extended. Sell your prayers and sell your wishes. I'm pulling up in the whip, nigga, attended. Can't see my little nigga when he start spitting. But I'm just on a money mission. Money. Nigga, let's get it. Nigga, let's get it. Right. Nigga, let's get this fucking chicken. Smoking on dope that look like spinach. And I'm icy like these bitches. Icy like these bitches. Cold as the fucking winter. Straight to the top, these niggas gon' flop. Nigga, just watch, I'm never gon' stop. Smoking on pot, I'm straight from the block, I'm straight from the rock, even up at the car. Cause I'll keep 'em a Glock. And I know it's gon' pop. Yeah, yeah. Pulling up to your block. You a little nigga shot. That's what it get, try to plot. Let 'em feel something hot. Nah, 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 nah. If you want it, you can get it. You can get small like some midget. Fuck that little gun, cause extended. Sell your prayers and sell your wishes. Hold on, bitches be fucking for clout. Yeah, bitches be fucking for clout. Bitches be fucking for clout. Yeah, niggas know a freestyle. Everywhere that I'm on, everywhere that I'm on. What you wanna do? Freestyling on the track, cause I'm about to shoot. That nigga do it. Yours lose. You the one part of them move. This how it is, this how it go. Fuck with me, you get smoked. Bitch, I ain't make with the rules. I tried to stick by the code. Play with that money and now what I know is most of these niggas is hoes. Pull up on them with the pole, yeah, put one in they dome. Sub-Zero in the US road, that's what I call the chrome. Yeah, yeah, cause if the shit hit your ass, it'll leave your body cold. Yeah, yeah. I take a trip overseas just to go break out the bros. Yeah, yeah. Nigga, you need you a old nigga, just call up my phone. This how it is, this how it go. Fuck with me, you get smoked. Bitch, I ain't make with the rules. I tried to stick by the code. Play with that money and now what I know is most of these niggas is hoes. Pull up on them with the pole, yeah, and put one in they dome. Back on the road, yeah, I'm a roll, cause smell like cologne. Getting cheddar cheese, mozzarella, provolone. I need a lot of dough, like I'm a Domino's. I need a lot
yourself thrive. Feel even more alive. Feel a world of good. With 2 full servings of vegetables and nutrient-rich greens that you'll actually feel, packed in every delicious glass. Power Greens from nature's sunshine. Feel nature's power.
Unlock a new world of efficiency with Asana. Automate workflows so your team can have less follow-up and more follow-through. Try it for free at asana.com.
Shaking ass and I ain't even dripping cash. She with a Birkin bag, she with a fuck in the bag. I put a crook in the bag. Bitches returning the mat, bitches returning the mat, bitches returning the mat. Bow, bow. Bitches shaking ass and I ain't even dripping cash. She with a Birkin bag, she with a fuck in the bag. I put a crook in the bag. Bitches returning the mat, bitches returning the mat, bitches returning the mat. Hit it for the bag on the 3rd time, hurt that. Bitch, I murk that. Pussy your dirt that. Put your brains with your earth that. Every brought me the worst pack. I don't deserve that. My niggas earn stacks. I went to M's, niggas be a you. I'm over the red of the biz. Roll me a split. Nigga, you know that it's lit. Nigga, you know what it is. If I turn with your friends, nigga, let's do it again. Hop in the whip and let's spin.
Bitch shaking ass and I ain't even dripping cash. She with a Birkin bag, she with a fuck in the bag. Bust it, put a crook in the bag. Bitches returning the mat, bitches returning the mat, bitches returning the mat.
Bitches shaking ass and I ain't even dripping cash.
She with a Birkin bag,
she with a fuck in the bag.
I put a crook in the bag.
Bitches returning the mat,
bitches returning the mat.
Bitches returning the mat. Shake that ass little fast. Just going through your dance. Come down and pull up your pants. Shake that ass slow. Drop that ass low. Drop that ass some more. Yeah, hit the floor. Now pick that ass up.
Throw the rap, bitch, man.
Pull the rap, nigga, back up. Put the buckets on the back up. Pull your pants up. Bitch, get your bag up.
Bitch shaking ass and I ain't even dripping cash. She with a Birkin bag, she with a fuck in the bag. I put a crook in the bag. Bitches returning the mat, bitches returning the mat, bitches returning the mat.
Bow, bow. Shaking ass and I ain't even dripping cash. She with a Birkin bag, she with a fuck in the bag. I put a crook in the bag. Bitches returning the mat, bitches returning the mat, bitches returning the mat.
Keep your teams aligned on the latest plans. Try Asana, a smarter way to work.
Niggas wanna be pimps, pistons, and prostitutes. Niggas tryna live like the pimps and the hoes do. Puzzle beat a nigga up for the block like the old school. Got another cause tryna spit fucking Pro Tools. Talking guns, got another one to show you. Blizzard in the city, ranches, niggas savage. Niggas get money, on the way out of magic. Watch out for the crackers, bitch. Tryna live immaculate, rock BBs and carrots, bitch. Keep that little ass dancing, bitch. Play for base and mansions, bitch. Get up off your ass, bitch. I'm just tryna smoke a split. I ain't tryna bag a brick, I ain't tryna be average, bitch. I'm just tryna get rich. Flood up my wrist, made the pussy cat see six. Water, yeah, and I'm tryna hit 3 licks. Already hit 2, put 330, I take 3 trips. Niggas ain't talking that G shit. What?
Niggas won't run no precinct.
Niggas tryna live like the prince and the old dude. Cause it beat a nigga up for they block like the old school. Cause got another cause tryna spit fucking Pro Tools. Spit it, talking all about pain and suffering. Fuck it, they putting it. Niggas be kept, they ain't living it. Goddamn, another city playing. Here we go again. We need them dividends. Fuck getting the minimum. This the millennium. I'm trying to cut off the dealer shit. This ain't no habits to really win. Niggas will have nigga win a win. From the rock, nigga, I'm making it hot. Niggas ain't not on the block. Nigga, no stunt. Nigga, ain't getting no bucks. Fuck the system, niggas fuck. Niggas trying to live like the prince and the old dude. Cause it be the nigga up for the block like the old school. Cause I'm not another cause trying to skip up the pro tools. And guns got another one to show you. Get money, nigga, subscribe, dope with the trigger, We don't need your pistols, nigga. Get your ass shit. Cause they'll smoke a pistol. Once I get your fix it. Niggas keep a stick like they making instrumentals. Fuck a instrumental. I flow acapella. Bitch, I'm from the rock. I ain't talking about rockapella. City, cause I'm keep a metal. Rock the whole ghetto. Get these niggas know, nigga, we ain't about to settle. Niggas tryna live like the prince and the old dude. Cause it be the nigga up for the block like the old school. Not another cause tryna skip up the pro tools. And guns got another one to show you. Only in the town with the NFT. Turn up. Turn up. Hop in the beat to get money. We just end the discussion. You know that I'm coming. I'm always running. Racing to the paper. Gotta make me some. Every day I wake up and it's looking sunny. I always blaze up, yeah, I'm getting blunted. I gotta make some, yeah, a monthly. I tell her shit something she really want it. I'm always waking up and that running. Yeah, I'm always chasing money, so I'm getting funky. I said this real talk and I ain't tryna be funny. Nah, hit it once then dub it, Nah, I ain't tryna cuff it, I'm just tryna spin it up, then they rub it, So good that I love it, and I treat it like nothing. And I got everything, but I also want it from. Out in Mississippi, shit flooded. They say that it's contaminated or something. I bet somebody went in there with it and drunk it. We covered to get, I check, just tell them cut it. Cut it. Hop in the beat to get money. Just end the discussion. You know that I'm coming. Boys running, racing to the paper. Yeah, you know that I'm coming, racing to the paper. I'ma get my money, I ain't worried about a hater. Boy, you a faker. I'm tryna choke slam me up like Undertaker. Take a stand tall up in it like a skyscraper. I ain't worried, I see him later. I can't work for free, so pay us. We're from the rock, boy, ain't no perpetrator. Everything I do, somebody impersonated. Rock City. I got paid just off a picture, check the pay. I gotta own more than one business, I ain't basic. I'm too creative. Hop in the beat to get money. In the discussion. You know that I'm coming. I'm always running, racing to the paper. Yeah, I'm always chasing money. I said this real talk and I ain't tryna be funny, so ain't nothing funny. Dub it. Nah. Rip. Smack.
With the YouTube Music app, you can start a radio station with up to 30 artists and be your own DJ. Try 1 month free. YouTube Music Premium. It has a toggle thingy.
Only nigga in the town with enough chill. Turn up. Turn up. Hop in the beat to get money. Nigga just enter discussion. My nigga, you know that I'm coming. I'm always running. Racing to the paper. Nigga, fuck it. Gotta make me some. Every day I wake up and it's looking sunny. I always blaze up, yeah, I'm getting blunted. I gotta make some, yeah, nigga, monthly. I tell her shake something, she really want it. I'm always waking up and that pussy running. Yeah, I'm always chasing money, so I'm getting funky. I said this real talk, and I ain't tryna be funny. No, hit it once then dub it, Now I ain't tryna cuff it, I'm just tryna fuck it, Smack her ass and then rub it, So good that I love it, and I treat it like nothing. And I got it to take over also where I'm from. Out of Mississippi, shit flooded. They said that it's contaminated or something. I bet somebody went in there with it and drunk it. We coming to get our check, just tell them cut it. Cut it. Hop in the beat to get money. Nigga just enter discussion. My nigga, you know that I'm coming. Always running. Racing to the paper. Nigga, fuck it. Yeah, my nigga, you know that I'm coming. Racing to the paper. I'ma get my money, I ain't worried about a hater. Hell nah, boy, get the fuck out my face when you a faker. I'm tryna choke slam me a bitch like Undertaker. Take a stand tall up in her like a skyscraper. Skirt, fuck these hoes, I ain't worried, I see them later. And fuck these crackers too, I can't work for free, so pay us. Fuck, I'm from the rock, boy, ain't no perpetrator. Everything I do, somebody impersonated. I got paid just off a picture, check the page. I got it on more than one business, I ain't basic. I'm too creative. Hop in the beat to get money. Nigga just enter discussion. My nigga, you know that I'm coming. I'm always running. Racing to the paper. Nigga, fuck it. Twerk. Yeah, I'm always chasing money. I said this real talk, I ain't tryna be funny, so ain't nothing funny. Dub it. Nah. Bitch. Smack it.
Buenas noticias para los clientes de Spectrum Internet. Ahora puedes probar Spectrum Mobile por todo un año sin costo alguno. Trae tu propio teléfono y pagaremos el saldo pendiente, hasta $500 por línea. Además, cambia tu teléfono cuando quieras, las veces que quieras, al obtener el plan ilimitado Plus.
Here you go, miss. Now what?
Have you heard of carparts.com? Check this out.
They have over 1 million quality parts?
That are guaranteed to fit.
At incredible prices?
And hassle-free returns.
Oh, I guess you didn't need my help after all.
Nope, I just needed carparts.com.
Available at your fingertips 24/7.
Now that's my speed.
Quality parts, price right, carparts.com.
I know cause I'm gon' step, put a hole in your neck. If you fuck with the best, wipe your nose like a check. I don't care what you rap, I ain't playing no good games. I don't care what you bust, bang. I be ready with steppers, 45 band, forget back up. Cause I'm gun on the heckler. We ain't come here for a lecture, nah, I'm trying for collections. What if like Hannibal Lecter? Wanna see crackers for breakfast. Niggas applying the push, like Hannibal called it. Till you attended the party. My niggas run up the Spartans. I'ma get money regardless. Chillin' on the island, smoking on broken, I'm wildin'. Not even worried about styling. If that I'm on the sign. Niggas better step. Niggas better step, yeah. All about a check, yeah. Kill for my respect, yeah. Nothing but a threat, yeah. Always on deck, I ain't playing no good game. I don't care what you put bang. I don't care what you put slang. Fuck with the best, man. They know the rest, man. Step up, fuck me, nigga. Your nigga get smoked, success, man. Smoke, but I boom in your chest, man. I'ma make a meal next, man. We can make it a bet, man. I be more the west, stop us, niggas a slide on the streets. Bury your ass at the dressing. Step, niggas gon' step in your dirt. I don't wanna leave them hurt. Got a little baby to twerk. Put a little baby to work. So we can smoke some more herb. Niggas better step. Niggas better step. Niggas better step. From the east to the west. Cause we'll keep them a 10. That'll leave a bitch wet. Who would die for they serve? Leave them run with they step. You don't run they check. Bring them down like a pest. Bitch for the specs. Nigga, I ain't impressed. I need to die with the bank and nothing less. Impressive. Niggas be spitting their life and they want aggression. Fucking little necklace. We need progression. Hacking and macking, I'm back to the 70. Niggas got fuck with me, but your words out of these niggas be ready to take up a person. And I'm with the tech, take up a lesson, I flip it, I rip it, I live it. Once these niggas be snitching, once these niggas be bitches. Clear to the cloud, nigga need more than Altadena. Niggas better stop, niggas better stop, niggas better stop, niggas better stop.
I'ma keep on eating till I look like Cletus. You niggas some cheaters, catching shells. I ain't talking about Adidas, fuck with me, get reefer. I don't fuck with coke, don't give a fuck neither. Shit fucked up, my peoples get left in the bleachers. Wipe your nose just like a cleaner, even if you stepped on a sneaker. Nigga, you getting beat up, that's fucked up, nigga, we was. You don't wanna see no reruns, on the block till the police come. Cheat up from the feeder, nigga, I got cold more than 3 guns. And I'm from the rock, but I make it hot, yeah. Everywhere that I pop up, niggas up like a time pump. My city a lot, bro, but bitch, I'm a monster. And I'ma keep on eating till I look like Cletus. You niggas some cheaters, catching shells. I ain't talking about Adidas, fuck with me, get reefer. I don't fuck with coke, don't give a fuck neither. Shit fucked up, my peoples get left in the bleachers. Hit like Altadena, bitch, I wanted to feed it. Selling dope like it's legal, even though that it's illegal. On the streets with the bullies like Seagull. Niggas act like they don't need you, they don't even wanna feed you. For these swaggers, they less than my equal. Niggas are sliding in Regal, 100 round jump, chop you up and they eat you. I got the dough, not the Frito. Eat these chicks like a Cheeto. Niggas ain't fucking with me, bro. Shooting my shot like a free throw. I need me a bitch to come deep though. And I'ma keep on till I look like Cletus. You niggas some cheaters, catching shells. I ain't talking about Adidas, fuck with me, get reefer. I don't fuck with coke, don't give a fuck neither. Shit fucked up, my peoples get left in the bleachers. Turned up like a speaker, I'll hit from the back and go deeper. Ride the boat like a Leah, turn a bitch into a screamer. Hold up, she a creamer, time to switch it up, bitch, lick it up, I'ma live it up. Fuck nigga hating, just give it up. You wanna be me, but ain't big enough. Too much cap in your rap, it ain't real enough. Fucking with me, cause I'm killing you. You wanna hug, you ain't get enough. Fuck all that love, I ain't feeling you. Bullets go drilling you. Pop a nigga like a pillar, son. Fuck a bitch, pay a bill.